Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. Hi, Internet. My name is Todd. We're going to be playing some Shadowrun. Thanks very much for joining us, giving us a shot. If this is your first time, Shadowrun is a dark dystopian future, approximately 60 years in the future. And there's cyberpunk technology. There is magic. Magic has come back. And there are corporations that run everything, and they have the power of nations. It is a mess. It's a toxic, terrible future that we are on track for. Congratulations. Yay! Anyway, let me just quickly introduce the table so that we can all just start riffing. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining me.
Hey.
We're just going to go around, meet everybody and their characters, and random, what's our name? Your character's favorite room. All right, that's going to be our getting to know you moment. All right, so let's start off here with Steve. Take it away, Steve.
Hey, welcome everybody. Good to see you, or, be seen by you, I guess. Bringing back His Excellency, the Sasquatch, as usual. Yeah, he hasn't really done anything educational between the last time we saw him and now. Just been chilling. His favorite room is definitely the shed.
The shed. Awesome.
Yes, the shed.
The shed. It's the shed. It's your happy place. All right.
Yeah, totally.
Let's move around over to Gordon.
Hey, Gordon, playing a character that I once played in a D&D campaign named Kiamar, who's now found himself yet again in another plane, playing Shadowrun. And he was a Kensei Monk Battlemaster, and now he is a Martial Adept.
Absolutely.
And his favorite room
Yeah.
is the painting room, because he is an expert master at painting.
Nice.
He
I
uses
did
that
not
partly
know
to
that.
meditate.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, we got an artist in our midst. Speaking of an artist of another kind, the kind that splatters blood around the room. Well, the character does. I don't think Donnie does that, but unfortunately not on cam. But Donnie.
Hi, I'm Kat. Female ninja warrior, basically. I am a weapons.
Oh no, is the audio doing that thing again? That's a little frustrating. Hopefully Kat will come on back in just a second. We gotta get that, sorted out. I don't know why. I'm gonna mute you, and then I'm gonna unmute you. But hopefully we'll hear a bit more about Kat. Weapons specialist, drives around in a pickup, and just somebody not to mess with. And I am your humble GM. I'll be playing everybody else. So we also use a couple things. We use Roll20. We use various maps that I've sponsored on Patreon or gotten from download type things. And I also use occasionally Hero Lab, which I was just showing the group. It's a good way to do Shadowrun because it's crazy complicated. So I'm not paid by any of those people, but they do good work. So I like to shout out, and I'll probably show it on the screen. So yeah, let's dive in. Tonight, not that button. That's the ugly button. Tonight.
I love how we have no matrix, no magic.
Well, you can
This
see
is
it.
Like
You just can't cast
two physical adepts, 2 adepts, and a street samurai.
Nice.
Somebody's getting their ass kicked.
Yeah. Tonight is
nothing else.
Tonight is about murder. All right. So join us as we do a Shadowrun, single shot or short burst. Let's do this. Okay, so I prepped for this for hours. No, but in all honesty, we're gonna be starting off, as so many Shadowruns do, in a greasy spoon. It's not a bar. You're in a greasy spoon diner. It is about 3 a.m. Your fixer has called you up and said, can you go and meet at this greasy spoon, and there's a promise of pay, or I actually don't know all the reasons as to why you choose to run the shadows. So, needless to say, you are at a greasy spoon in a booth, and you've all known each other for a little while. So I don't know if you want to sit together or what. I'll leave that up to you. The waitress, an orc woman behind the bar, she's, in her probably early 30s, but for an orc, that wears more like early 50s. They tend to age on the faster side. You hear, various souped up cars and like automated trucks going by on the street outside. It's mediumly busy, even at this late hour. And you look over, the tables are that kind of really cheap plastic. You can see a chunk out of the table that you're sitting at. Something took a chunk out of it. The glass is ballistic, but it's a nice big sheet of ballistic glass that actually flexes uncomfortably in the breeze as a breeze, some gusts, a storm looks to be blowing in off of Puget Sound or whatever it's called. You're in Seattle. It is raining, not surprisingly. A nice heavy acid rain dribbling down, so you can see these little pock marks in the concrete sidewalk getting a little more pocky. And the smell of old death sticks, cigarettes, in the air, even though it's like strictly non-smoking. A terrible little air conditioner / filter just humming away in the corner, sounds like it's coughing on its deathbed. And the orc waitress also sounds like she's coughing on her deathbed as she puts out a death stick, puts it into a coffee cup, comes walking over. Hey, what can I get you?
Amen. If you please.
Beg pardon?
Take a
Ramen. And I just
soy or no
show
soy?
like the noodle. Soy.
Pay up front.
take a bottle of
Sure.
rum. Must be from Barbados.
Mark you down for a synthale. That's all we got.
I disapprove of your menu.
Yeah? Well, I disapprove of your patronage. What are you, in some kind of Wookiee costume?
He stands up.
Actually, she's an orc, so you are taller than her, but not as much as a regular human. And she just kind of looks at you like you're just the latest person that the universe has put in her way. And she doesn't... Well, go ahead and roll intimidation.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't at... Well, okay, so... He's only trying to be mildly intimidating.
That's fair.
Which you
Roll
don't-
intimidate.
Do we even have intimidation? Specifically, no. So I would default to what?
You would default to either charisma or strength.
We'll go with strength, because I have
Okay.
more of that. And it's -4, right?
No, if you're defaulting, it's only -1 to the dice pool, so it's not so punishing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, 2 hits.
All right. She
He's
doesn't
not
even
actually trying
blink.
to hit her.
She gets
He
5.
just kind of like stands up, kind of leans over her, kind of sighs, and then walks towards the bar.
All right. You walk towards the bar.
Yeah, I'll just-
Behind the bar, there's no one, but you can see the little order window, and it's got this plate that slides up and down across the order window of ballistic glass. Again, pockmarked and a couple of bullet holes attempted. And you look through and you see this really overweight orc guy in the back just flipping burgers, his white apron stained and like mottled and just, he's, you know, almost completely bald and he's just flipping burgers, smoking a big stogie wannabe, just, eh. You can see
I'll
behind the
just
bar.
ask him, what spirits do you have in bottles back there?
Run.
Huh? And he looks out at you.
Bottles,
Eh.
dude.
And he says something.
Liquor.
Do you speak Portuguese?
Portuguese? No.
Okay, you don't know what he says.
I'll just go
He-
back and ask her the same question. What spirits do you have in bottles?
She's like, I have synthale. And sure, let's call it vodka.
Okay. I'll have a synthale, an entire bottle of vodka, and all the eggs and bacon that you have. Wait. I did not mean a lot of eggs and bacon. I meant all the eggs and bacon that you have.
Scrambled's all we got.
All of it.
Alright. And she kind of pokes you in the belly to get you to sit down. It's like almost shoulder height for you. She might be poking you in the balls for all she knows. She's just like, just to get you to move out of the way, and then she goes around you, goes back and calls it, order up. It's gonna cost you. You see the hovering bloop in your overview of your either contact lenses or glasses or goggles. I don't know what you use for that. Do you have any of those?
He's got some goggles. Yeah, he's
Okay.
something that.
There's
sits
a
on
little
his face.
flash of in the goggles that are currently around your neck, and you glance down, you can see the order price pop up as she flings it towards your pan. It's going to be relatively
Probably
pricey. Like, you now owe them 120 new yen. As you guys are all
Doesn't
flush.
money on anything else, so it's like pretty much food and
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna order a tea as well. I'm just gonna like have my ramen and tea, and you know.
Oh yeah, no problem. It's gonna cost you like 15 new yen. Kat, your mouth goes dry for a moment at the mention of all of this alcohol, and it's the synthale that comes out first, and then the bottle up on the counter, and she just gives this whistle, and she's like, "Hey, long arms, grab it yourself," and she points and goes back to her smoke. Her waitress name tag says Deb, by the way. So then, your mouth goes. You know this feeling, Kat, when your mouth just drops out and just goes dry at the mention of all this alcohol. But you kind of take the swallow, count to 10. You reach in your pocket and you hold that little disc of metal, press it into your palm until it really starts to hurt, and then you release, and all of a sudden, the dryness in your mouth kind of goes away a little bit, and you're feeling a little better. And you're instead you call out and say, "Coffee, black." By the way, for those listening on the podcast, Koot and I is having audio issues, so I'm gonna be typing some of their stuff. So either you guys can narrate or I can. All right. So you get your orders. After a little while, there's this cab that pulls up outside, and out hops this fairly nondescript person, human in a long coat, definitely armored, which is not surprising. It's not the greatest of neighborhoods, but it's not the Barrens. It's definitely like Barrens adjacent level of kind of crime. There's definitely some crime that goes on here and gets overlooked. It's built up outside, it's raining, you can, low-rise buildings, and this particular stretch was like converted strip malls. And so there's a fair bit of distance between this side of the street and the next, but it's like 4 lanes of traffic. It's pretty busy. And so you see this cab pull up, and out hops this guy, and he holds out his hand, and a girl steps out too. She has boots that go all the way up to her, almost to her waist. Stiletto heels, like black leather. She's wearing pretty tight clothes, but kind of a puffy armored vest. And and these kind of big sunglasses. And then he's more nondescript. She kind of stands out. She's got fiber optic hair, so it's subtly changing color in the light as she walks through, either mimicking the background or just kind of, you're not sure what the algorithm is, but you can see it's shifting between purples and greens and pure white. And as she comes walking in,
Start sketching her.
Oh yeah, nice.
I take out a scroll, a real scroll,
Nice.
and I just start sketching her. My paint.
Nice. What are your character's wearing relatively modern clothes, or do you wear like robes, or what do you do?
No, he's acclimated, so he's wearing modern clothes, and he's wearing, I believe it's a chameleon suit for armor.
Right. So you probably wear that under something else, like a layer of like a long coat or something.
Like dark clothes, fairly nondescript, with hints of green trim just to
Nice.
honor his clan.
Absolutely.
And like embroidery of like a green serpentine dragon.
Cut back to the time that green trim got you in trouble with a gang, and they were like, "You're wearing our colors," and then like cut forward 5 minutes, and they're all knocked unconscious around you, and you're just like, "All right," and you just keep walking down the street. Cut back to the diner.
Oh yeah, I'm just sketching her on the scroll. Like, interesting.
Nice. So the guy comes in. He's human. He's scruffy, and he's got a shirt and tie, but it's all unkempt and unbuttoned on the top. And he comes in. He kind of looks around the place. Do a perception check, whoever wants to.
You put the link into the. Oh, yeah. Someone else do the perception check, but I'll
I
join.
got it. Got some dice.
Get some dice. All
3
right.
hits.
How'd you do there, Steve?
3 hits.
3 hits? All right. So you pick up, I mean, he's human. He's got some gear on him, and he doesn't appear to have obvious cyber. He is wearing like kind of glasses that don't have any tint to them, although they're in the style of a sunglasses. And he's sitting there, and he's he kind of spots you guys and kind of makes his way over to the booth just behind yours and sits down, holds the chair for her, and she sits down. You can hear her stiletto heels click, click, click. You get a pretty good look at her. She definitely draws the eye more than he does. And, I mean, she's an attractive woman. At first glance, you think she might be in her 20s or late 20s, early 30s. But as she gets a bit closer, you can see, there's little telltales, like a little bit of crow's feet, a little bit of... Actually, it's more that you spot the work done. She has been cosmetically... It's not an uncommon thing at all to be cosmetically done up surgery-wise. But you can see she's got those telltale signs of almost too perfect, almost too symmetrical. Not attractive, but not unattractive. So she's got a presence of money, and if you had to guess, she would be anywhere between early 30s to maybe early 50s. It's really difficult to tell with the shades and all the work done. She's an attractive woman, but she looks like she carries herself confidently, and you're not sure if that's an act or if she can handle herself. All right, they sit down and... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I want to sense her, actually. Beyond
Sure,
this
do
perception.
it. Ooh, Kootenai took a good look with a 3 on their perception check. So Kat looks them over, sipping the black coffee, and you pick out immediately, Kat, like, okay, he's armed. He's got 2 sidearms. He's got one on his under his shoulder, on a shoulder holster, and another one on a small of his back. Some kind of pistols, you would guess. May have a knife in his boot or a limp from an old injury. You just read him like a book. and in terms of like the weapons and the loadout. She is cybered. And how'd you do on your sensing? 2?
2.
You get that she's cybered, and Kat, you also can tell by the way she moves her arms, the fluidness by which she balances. She's cybered up a fair bit. Definitely both arms have something. And the way, you can't really see her eyes underneath her shades, but just you get the feeling, the way she tracks movement outside the window and inside. She's probably got some vision mod enhancements. Oh, is that Kootenai? Did I hear? Sounded a bit like am I on a... Ooh, dude, you are super quiet. Say again?
Hello?
We can hear you, but it's really quiet.
I got nothing.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna turn both of y'all down, and then I'll turn up the Discord. Okay, here we go. Try again, Kootenai?
We just need a GoFundMe for his internet.
No kidding. Oh, we
I
lost
said
him.
the two of them equals me. Are you hearing me yet?
I can hear you. I don't know if they can. If you guys adjust your Discord volumes, which you should be able to do, right-click on Kootenai and turn them all the way up, and you'll be able to make them out
Yeah,
just
yeah.
barely.
Okay, say something there, Kootenai.
Saying that the two of them equals me.
Nice.
And the other one's packing.
Yeah, so Kootenai informs that she's cybered and he's packing. I'll pass it along. There'll be an echo. It's okay. I'm glad you can hear you this much. All right.
I went to an actual microphone.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, can you adjust your output volume maybe since you're sending from a new source?
Yeah, if you go into Discord settings.
Oh,
might
when you
be
get a
able to-
chance, you want to put a link to the game, and I'll.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. You weren't in here. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I'll
Nice.
get that ready. So whilst I'm doing that, how do I do that? Hey, there we go. I'm just gonna hopefully not splash this all over the internet and have people join randomly. Actually, I'd be okay with that. This is how we started this. So we're just gonna take a brief technical break. We'll be back with a word from our sponsors. Steve, you get to work on that. We're gonna be right back.
How to make Swedish meatballs.
And how do you make Swedish meatballs?
This is our ad
Yeah.
now. By the way-
Your video's frozen again.
Mine is?
No,
Oh, it is
Donnie's.
too. Oh, Donnie's.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
found a microphone.
All right. For some reason, I'm on Donnie's camera, but that works. So, welcome back. We are going to be doing the Shadowrun. We had some technical difficulties, and I just moved my mic around, and I have to speak a little quieter. I think it's a bit too intense. I feel like it's up close and personal now. We're gonna have an ad in just a moment. Not a real ad, of course, a fake ad. Internet, if you want to suggest ads, in the meantime, we'll just turn it over to Steve. Steve, give us a word from our sponsor. If you don't have one, I'm going to say...
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you got one. Okay, awesome. Take it away.
Brother.
Do you have children who have difficulty getting through a meal, difficulty eating, picky eaters, children who kind of lapse in concentration when they're supposed to be finishing their hamburger and carrots? Let me suggest to you the Renraku Cyber Chomper. This mechanical device straps around your child's neck, gripping ever so tightly.
Just like Mom used to do it.
Just like Mom used to do it. With a firm hold on the chin, the upper lip, piercing straight through both cheeks to get a hold of the upper jaw, the Cyber Chomper will move your child's mouth up and down. You just keep shoveling in the food, activate the Cyber Chomper, and they won't have any choice but to eat their vegetables.
You need to
Only
chew 700 times before swallowing.
99.
Thanks very much,
Four.
man.
That's creepy. I actually feel like that would be a kind of dystopian product that people would buy. That's super creepy. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna fix one last thing and then we'll dive back in. Nope. That's the wrong one. There.
Don't need the link.
Yeah. Okay. The link is www.cyberchomper.com, which was originally developed as a cyber weapon, but they made a bunch of them that were way too small, and they're like, how can we sell this? Let's sell it to children. Or
It's very popular in day homes and daycares in the Redmond Barrens.
oh, it goes well with the kiddo cage.
You know, the kiddo cage. Well, that goes without saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta use a
yeah.
kiddo cage if you're running a daycare in the Redmond Barrens. I mean,
Oh
come
my
on.
god. The sad thing is these things happen in real life already. I'm so sad. All right, let's dive back in. I think everybody's ready. Did you get the link I sent, Gordon? You did not. I did not send the link. All right, back to the BRB screen for a second, because I'm having a day. All right. Anything else that I'm forgetting? I'm gonna need a cyber chomper soon. All right.
Just leave it streaming. Our
You're
stupidity.
getting the
can-
real experience. This is what
Yeah.
you pay for. The real tabletop
Yeah.
experience. 30 minutes of
Yeah.
people sitting on their butts. Speaking of
Every
which,
4-hour Shadowrun campaign usually involves 90 minutes of flipping through the book, going, "What's the rule?"
yeah, totally. So, you're sitting at the diner table, and the guy turns around, places a small cube, kind of chucks it over the booth barrier into the center of your table. Ting, ting, ting. It lands almost a little bit. It's probably about the size of like maybe two thumbs together. Just a small plate. It's not really a cube. It's a rectangular prism technically, and it lands in there. And after a few seconds, this little hologram thing pops up, and a number appears, and it's a pan that you guys can choose to dial into. He then turns around and just continues to like order food and speak with this woman, not paying you any attention. And you've got this number in front of you.
Oh, I'll dial it. Why not?
Roll
Busy painting
computer.
and sketching.
Yeah, sure.
He can do this basic crap now.
Oh, it's true. You don't even need to roll anymore. No chance for a glitch. I'm so
I
sad.
gotta hit.
Nice. All right, so you
He
dial
actually-
in. Your usual hacker person is not here today. So you dial into that, and after a few seconds, up pops the image on the screen of it's like a superimposed image of a cybernetic or a digital face. It's like a cartoon animatronic to represent a person, but when when your back is right to the booth, you can hear the person behind you mumbling into like a subvocal microphone, but their voice comes across in the feed of a short range kind of encrypted feed, appearing in front of you in a vaguely similar cartoonized version of him. Angular face with these like no smooth angles. It's very blocky and very hexagonal, that sort of thing. So you can see and hear him now. And what he says is,
Thank you, gentlemen. I understand that you're professionals, and we wanted to meet in person as a show of good faith, but not draw too much attention. Is that... You get me?
Sure. No attention drawn at all to the Sasquatch, says
Oh.
the Sasquatch.
Well, I'm counting on the fact that you can be somewhat stealthy in general. I was told that that's something that your group is capable of.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we've got a job for a stealth insertion extraction. If you're interested, it's going to run you 15k. If you're not interested, feel free to bill my table and for the meal, and you can leave.
That sounds interesting, guys.
Are we extracting?
Well, I'll hear more if you guys want to hear more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm assuming that's an agreement to that pay then. You guys want to?
Sorry. If you guys want to roll negotiations, somebody
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
give it
I got-
what the hell?
Does anybody have more than 5 dice for that?
For
No.
what?
Negotiation.
Gosh, you have volume all of a sudden.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
that's wild. Oh my God.
For negotiations. Okay, I'm just gonna roll it then.
Yeah,
If
do
why
it.
not?
Go for it.
2 hits.
How's 6?
Not bad.
Oh, damn. So between the
Yes.
two of you, you very quickly and effectively talk the Johnson or Fixer, whoever this guy is, up to double the price, actually. So he's like,
All right.
30 a piece, right? That's what we're talking at. We don't negotiate in total sums. We negotiate in for.
I can clear that if that's. I do expect good. I expect good condition of the person that I'm asking you to extract, and I expect a measure of professionalism. Maybe even try to keep the body count low for that amount.
Oh, that's all. We do.
Operation is the
Pardon?
That's all we do.
Wonderful. All right, then I believe we have an agreement in principle. So, here's a file.
at that point, the woman gets up and goes walking off to the bathroom. And as she walks by, she kind of flicks her hand like this, and a digital file goes and zips over to you that only you can see. And you open it up in front of you, and it's displayed on your goggles. It's not a hologram or anything. And she keeps walking off, drawing the eyes of a couple of the other patrons in there. It's a pretty rundown place at this time of night, so there's not many. She keeps on walking and heads off to presumably the restroom. And your orders all arrive. You're getting your ramen. You're getting your another top up of your coffee, and your giant roasting pan of scrambled egg-like soy product is brought to you and dropped on in front of you. Literally a roasting pan. The bottom inch of it is pretty much raw and runny. Everything else is pretty edible. I just wouldn't drink the last of it. Ow. We go from too quiet to too crunchy in the ears. All right. That's all good. So you guys see the file? It's a fairly remote extraction point. It's just on the other side of... it's like a little bit into the mountains. Again, if Yaofen was here, he'd be like, "Oh, they're near this mountain." But I've never been to Seattle, so I'm just gonna say it's sandwiched in between the Seattle kind of the city, the outskirts of the city, the rough edge off the barren side, and all the way up to add to your character tracking. Absolutely good night. And you it's on the far side of Redmond Barrens, up near past Glow City, and it's pretty nasty territory up there. And then not too far away is the mountains, and it's actually in between there, settled in the foothills, is this particular location. You also see a file. It's got a young man. It's Greg Howler. Greg Howler is his name. Howler. It's like spelled with a U, not a W. So it's Houler, and he's 23 years old. And you get on he's got his citizenship with a particular corporation. Let's say he was a member of Ares. He was a citizen of Ares, the mega corporation that specializes in weapons, but as it's a mega corporation, does all the things. You see a bit of a profile on him. He did 2 years of this, in pre-med, and then he switched over to like a psychology, and then he switched out of that to like a humanities course. He's basically got this mishmash of courses, and then never graduated. You see a bit of an employment history in all these various Ares subsidiary companies, and never lasting longer than like 6 months to a year on any of them. Other than that, he seems just kind of like a young adult in a way. Not really a man, not really a teenager. Kind of in that awkward, what do they call that? Those years.
Pre-adult.
Pre-adult. He's like the living in mom's basement kind of years.
He's like a pre-adult. Yeah.
Pre-adult. That's it. I like that. He's a pre-adult. All right, so your job is to go and get this pre-adult and bring him home.
Ooh.
So, or out anyway. So, what do you want to do? You can start planning your approach. We can cut ahead if you want, and then if you forgot something, we can cut back. I'm a little fast and loose with the rules when it comes to that. What do you want to do?
I think before we leave, though, I'm going to. I guess like the cyberized woman, is she gonna come back out? I assume at some point.
Yeah, she does. She comes back out.
Yeah. And so as she's passing, I'll kind of like pass off the scroll to her.
Oh, nice. All right.
Sketch.
Let's make a. Which actually, you know what? Do you have an artisan skill?
No, my old character did.
All right. Let's say you roll. Let's have you roll. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't even know, man. Let's go with
Agility and something.
Agility plus intuition.
Okay.
I'm gonna count that as the art skill. Roll for finger painting. That's what we're doing here.
Ooh. That's like 1-5. I'll roll. You know what? I'm spending an edge.
Wow.
I know.
All right.
So what? I roll
like
all the fails?
Yeah, re-roll all those failures. You rolled 10, so roll 9 dice.
That's better.
Nice.
A couple.
Not much better though. Just
Not much better. Just like,
one
it
more.
was a good. Yeah, it was just a doodle, but
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, so 2 hits. You pass her this scroll, and she kind of takes it with these long fingernails that click when they grasp around it, and then she draws it out. And she goes walking back to the table, trying not to be noticed that she's taken this thing from you, and she sits down. And after a few minutes, she kind of nonchalantly just unrolls it. And do a perception check for me.
Okay. Ooh, a couple.
All right. So you get a couple of hits. One of those is a 6, but it doesn't help you. But in this case, so you get it 2 hits. That beats her 1. She tries to keep it together, and like she's got a really professional edge to her. She's cybered up, and it's hard to read her most of the time. But as she unrolls this scroll, her jaw seems kind of slack, like it goes, and her eyes, you can't really see them very well underneath this, but she just goes still for a moment, and there's this ever so slight quiver of her lower lip, and she's just like, she then closes it up and holds it in front of her, just kind of casually, like almost like it's not crumpling, but you said it's a scroll, so she's just kind of holding it.
Yeah, it's a real scroll. It's like one of my real. I don't know how expensive they are here, but
real paper. That's a pretty big
real
gift.
paper.
Yeah. So she's just kind of holding it on the little cheap diner table, kind of clicking her one finger. Every once in a while, she's a bit distracted and clicks against the table. And even though it looks like a regular finger, you hear this really solid, like it's like plastic on tape, plastic kind of sound, or even metal on plastic. But she's careful not to crush the scroll. And you do get the sense after a few minutes, this is what you notice while other things are happening. But at some point, she just quietly takes it and opens up like her bodice she's got quite a bit of cleavage, but she kind of tugs a little bit and just scroll goes right down the bodice and is tucked safely in the boob pocket. In the bra pocket, as it were. I don't know.
Got my number in there.
Yeah, sure. We could retroactively throw that in.
Yeah, it's like,
Hells yeah.
why not?
Yeah. Your contact info. And she, other than that, you don't see anything yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did notice, and there was a reaction, although she's still a little hard to read. So,
Okay.
all right. Meanwhile, on the feed, you see all this data. You've got a kind of a direct link of to call the fixer, and his name is. Do you guys want to name him, or should I just make something up?
Hand.
His name is
Solo.
What's that?
Hand. Solo.
Hands.
Hans.
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 Solo.
Solo.
Hans Solo. I was gonna say Gruber. All right. His name is Hans. Hans. But he doesn't have a German accent per se. But maybe he does now. I'll see what I can do.
Hand Solo. That was good.
Hand Solo. Yeah. You can call him that. You absolutely do call him that. Oh yeah, she can be. She's Swedish, sure. I'll take that. Good night. Absolutely. So she's Swedish. Has that kind of air to her, and he's kind of maybe got a ever so slight German lilt. Hans. My name is Hans Solo. Yeah. Apparently this is how the characters change. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I didn't get to do a bad German accent for the rest of the night. All right. Anyway. So nonetheless, you get the data on this guy, on the target, Greg Howler, and you have the location. You have the impression. It says stealth is required. Opposition. It's a delicate situation. And Hans jumps back on the feed.
All right, now that you've had the chance to look things over, I was thinking that you may not already be aware of the situation happening at the borders. No?
There's a situation at the borders? No, tell us.
All right. Well, there seems to be a faction trying to take over a section of the Orc Cascades, and this is not official Orc Cascades, but on the entrance to it is kept to a small religious group or meditative group or something, and they will be they've been there on again, off again for years, and it is disputed territory between the Orc Cascade regimes, several gangs, and as well some corporate interests in the area. So it appears there seems to be a bit of a situation with a blockade, and so there is a corporate checkpoint going into and out of each of these places, and they will be not allowed to move freely. So you will need to find your way around it. I cannot
Stealthy.
hear. Yes, stealthy. Ideally. I mean, blow up a blockade, but don't bring that heat back down to me.
So you want us to stealthily blow things up?
Ah, yes. Stealthily blow things up, yes.
Sure. Seems easy enough.
Fantastic.
So we're extracting Greg Howler from somewhere beyond the Orc Cascades.
Well, just on the edge of it, between Seattle and the edge of their territory. It is a bit of a no man's land up there. Between the toxic spirits on the edge on the south and the various factions involved, it is not terribly hospitable. Oh,
Sounds
and
good.
one last thing. It is unlikely that Greg will be wanting to go of his own accord.
Oh, so we need to convince him or drag him? Is that what you're saying?
Whatever it takes, but I would like him in one piece, or at least in pieces that can be regrown later.
Okay.
Fantastic. All right, well, you can grab there, but Greg will have to ride in the back when you return. Nice. Thank you, Kat. All right, so if anybody wants to do any legwork or brainstorming, we can kind of cut to stuff as you go. You kind of swipe the bill over to Hunts, and he pays. And on the way, they start to get up to go, and he says, if you wish, call this Dropbox if you have any questions.
And he flicks his hand, and it zips over towards you.
Check.
And on the way out, Kiamar, none of you stand to like obviously rise to see them off, but as you go by, just on the edge of your shoulder, because you're sitting on the one side of the booth, you can feel this little hand kind of brush against you as though she was kind of standing to just walk by. She's just dragging her fingers across, and I need you to do a body plus armor check.
Woo. Body plus armor check. Okay. So that's 12.
12. Nice. All right, so you don't take any damage, but the
Sorry,
armor...
that's like...
Oh, 12 dice.
Like roll 12d6? Yeah, 12 dice.
Okay. This is not
4,
too
5,
much
6.
damage. It's only about 4 physical. She's kind of pulling it. But in a blink of an eye, as she runs her hand across your shoulders, the fingernails and fingertips split open, and these razor-sharp claws poke out.
Oof.
She's as she's going past you and score the side of your coat. It doesn't break into your skin at all, but with your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, so you don't take any physical damage, but your coat gets this 4 fingers scratch across the shoulder, just laying it bare. The outer layers, the armor is now visible through the little rips. And as you walk back, you can just see her purse her lips a little bit, and a little kiss like that as she kind of glances past you. And it happened so fast, nobody else in the whole place would be able to see it. It's just like, what? When did that? And then you look up and you see her just do that. And then she kind of has her glasses lowered, and then she flicks them back up and just stiletto heels her way out of here.
All right.
That cougar's got claws, yeah. All right.
Very nice.
What was that, Steve?
She's very nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. Shall we take off out of this dump?
Yeah.
All right. So you
So
guys.
I'm gonna. Just before I leave, I'm gonna stand up, and I haven't touched these not eggs because I can smell that they're not eggs. I'm just gonna asshole cat them off the edge of the table onto the floor as I walk out, and just put my hand up and go rum as I leave.
I walked out before him.
and you see Deb just smoking another death stick. She just walks over there as you guys have left. You cut to the scene of just her feet and the mess of eggs on the floor, and she just drops her death stick in it, steps on the whole thing, and then just turns around and says, "Carl, you're cleaning it up." And you guys are out. All right, cut to. Does anyone have any means to get across borders? Like if you've got any contacts, like a coyote contact or a border guard, or if you want to, you can call your fixers to try and figure out the best way across, or you can just drive and see how it goes.
Well, I've got 2 connections that might be 1 degree of separation, or potentially could do the trick.
Oh yeah, what do you got?
Well, a safe house master and a bodyguard.
All right.
The coyote.
Well, actually, there's also this media mogul guy who I'm like super close with, who probably has to cross borders a lot, so he could maybe one of those could connect me with the right
If you were
people.
going to a more populous place, he could probably help you
Yeah.
out. But this is not a populous place. This is like
Okay, well,
I have a Coyote Connection 3 loyalty too.
nice.
There
Okay,
you
so the
have a
coyote
Coyote.
would definitely have coyote, and probably Donnie. Do you have any contacts that might help you out here? By the way, you're welcome to call in info brokers or anything else that you want to do. I'm just putting it out there. I'm assuming you have all the gear you want, and you can even spend some money retroactively if you want. Oh, did Cat? I'm assuming you say, did Cat see the claws from the? No problem. I think your mic was working for me there, Donnie. Just so you know.
Yeah, it was that whatever you last used to speak through had plenty of volume.
Okay, so
Hey, there you are.
okay, I wasn't sure. That's why I kind of held off. And yes, did I see her claws, Ray Cam?
Um,
Was I
it would
sitting
be
near-
a pretty like she moved fast, like real
I'm
quick.
on to her now. I was on to her.
Yeah,
I'm-
you were
I'm
watching
part-
her pretty close. So I'm gonna say, let's do a perception check, just to see if you managed to spot it in time.
Nope, missed that one.
One perception. So you do notice that his coat is ripped, but you didn't see it happen.
Okay,
All right.
because I was going to break her.
Oh, no need. You get to play nice right now, Gad, because you missed who did it. You kind of piece it together after the fact, having noticed his coat is shredded, but that's kind of a little too late to do anything about it.
Yeah, and that's all I have is a fixer possibility.
Oh, no problem. The coyote is
Okay.
probably your best bet. So you make a couple of calls, and she answers after like a couple of, like, you give her a call, she's off the grid for a bit, but then she calls you back after about half an hour, and she gives you a shout back, and she says, "Yeah, I can help you out with that. Yeah, no problem."
Yeah,
That's gonna
I'll
be
pay
a
her
regular
fee.
fee.
Yep.
So, are we talking? Do I have time to do a bit of a lead time, or is this a short notice kind of situation?
How much
Again.
time do you need?
If I can have 3 days, then I can make it nice and easy.
3 days it is. We've heard
Fantastic.
there's some complications at the border, so as you
Yeah.
may have heard.
And you're gonna need to be coming back, or is this a one-way trip?
We need to come back.
Yep, we need to come back. How long is it going to take us to get there?
Well, since you're asking her question, I'll put the voice on. Yeah, we can do that. No problem. It'll take you. Well, it won't take that long. You got wheels? You got a vehicle?
Yeah, we got a truck.
All right. So we may have to leave the truck and then, well, I'll see what avenues are open. I'll try to get the truck through. That's fair. It's gonna be 1,500 for the truck.
Okay. Done.
All right.
Want it smooth and easy. This one,
And they
not
did
a
not
rush this time. Want it
expect
smooth
my
and easy.
They do not inspect my vehicle.
That's what I do.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Gentlemen, I'll give you a call. All right, so she goes and she's working on her contacts and figuring out the best route to get you through. We can cut ahead to that. You guys pack into the back of the truck. It can carry 3 in the cab, and in a pinch, you could maybe squeeze 4. But because Sasquatch Boy is pretty big, it's going to be a bit tight in there, even with 3 of you inside the cab. But there is the back, and you can pile into the back. In fact, you've got your machine gun back there already.
Yeah, I'll just chill on the back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You can pick
you
up a
want me
tent or
centered
something.
over the axles.
You pick up a tarp so you can hide under it, have a little nap. It's all good.
Before we the go though, I actually want to get some type of sedative trank
Nice.
for. Yeah.
All right, absolutely. So let's. Do you want like a dart gun, or do you want just a patch that you can apply?
Well, I think
'Cause-
I think we'd want Cat to have the dart gun, and I would have the patch,
Sure.
right? That
So
I
you-
could just.
Okay, so Kat, you go out and you help them get, because weapons are your thing. You help them pick up a Narcoject Pistol and a bunch of rounds. And actually, you can pick up 3 of those, no problem. So anybody who has a
Okay.
pistol skill can be able to use those. If you want. Unless you want
I don't
something
know.
else. Or a taser. Or both.
I want something more of a Beely. So probably I would get a patch for discretion, but if not, I'd get a taser.
Alright. Sure. So you can pick up both. Taser's going to run you... Let me just check that real fast. It's going to run you 200 for a taser.
Yeah, easy.
And now that's not one of the better ones. There is a slightly longer one. The taser, the pulsar, is just like a pistol. Shoots these little capacitor darts.
No, I mean
but
like
if you
a
wanted to-
handheld. 'Cause
if
I
you-
can't do guns very well.
Okay,
I
then
have a
you're probably going to want
Defiant
the X Shocker, which is a it
I
can do
have
both a lead and with the little wires, or it can be like wielded like a club. So that's going to run you 300.
I already
Done.
have one.
Awesome. Yeah, Kat does, but for Kiamar, he wants to get one too.
Yeah.
So mark off 300 for that. And is there anything else anybody else wants?
Yeah, what was that gun you gave us?
The
dart gun?
That's a Narcoject Pistol, but I'm having trouble finding it. I don't know where the heck it went. Classic Shadowrun, specialized weapon. I don't even see it. That's annoying.
Right. And did you see there's like a narco patch or something like that?
Yeah, you can just buy some trank patches, and I'll just
check patches.
Sure. Let me just add that in here. 1 sec, just so I can. That's gonna be no problem. You put in the call and you get that pretty easy from your fixer. Let me just get that trank.
Awesome.
Trank patch. Trank.
Were you looking for the stats on Narcojet?
Yeah. I can't even see it.
Narcoject.
I don't know why.
I got it up here. It's availability is 8R, power is 15S when it hits you.
Nice. Yeah. So it's a pretty heavy duty sedative. And then the trank patch you can buy, I'd say up to a level. Well, go ahead and roll. Do you have armorer, Cat?
Yep.
Or any contacts in the weapon world?
No, I have armor.
Okay, so I'm gonna get you to roll your armorer skill. That's not an echo. That's just me being an ass. Armorer.
Ooh, maxed out.
Ooh, nice. 3. Okay, so you get this no problem, and at a pretty good price. So you can actually get the higher rating. You can pick yourself up. Where'd it go? I just had it open. Rating 10, and it's going to cost you 300 new yen for just one of them. But you can buy up to 3 of them if you want. That's just like, go to sleep. It's like a band-aid that
That's
knocks you out.
patches? That's the patches?
Yeah. And you can buy
Rating
3 of
10
them
trank patch.
at 300 apiece.
I believe Kiamar wanted those.
Okay.
There you
I'm
go.
going to buy one.
Just one? Or are you going to buy all 3?
You know what? Like the stun. What was the stun stick? That was 300.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rating is, but I'm sure you guys have it. And then I'll buy 2 then. Two
Nice.
rating 10 trank patches.
Cool.
Just in case. Okay, good.
Alrighty. And His Excellency, are you going to pick anything up before the trip? Besides, bags of Cheetos.
No, I don't think so. His whole character design is based on using what's at hand, so he's got a few odds and ends in his bag, but other than that, he's good to go.
Yeah, you got your duffel over one shoulder. You look down. You see like an old hubcap that you just randomly picked up off the street. Put that in your bag.
If it's made of metal, he'll take it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Frisbee-esque.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
All
been
right.
getting into disc golf in his spare time. He's becoming quite the disc golfer now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I can see this going very painfully. All right, and Kat, of course, you have all your duffels of weapons and ammo in your back of your truck.
How much did that narco pistol cost?
Let's say it's gonna set you back $350, including 5 darts.
350?
Yep.
What was the name of the stun stick I got?
An
What was that
X
again?
shocker, a Defiance X shocker. It can be used as a taser at range or as a stun gun prong thing.
Okay. What's the rating on that?
Let me see. I had it up just a second ago. 1 second. X shocker. It's maxes out at 4 in terms of your limit. However, it does 9 stun, electrical stun at -5 AP. So their armor counts as -5. So it's pretty good.
So 5 limit, 9
4.
AP,
4 limit,
4 limit.
9
Yeah.
9 stun, and it's -5 to their armor rating.
Ooh.
And it's electrical. So it doesn't have the greatest range though. Max range, it's designed to be within 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, or 20 feet. And at each of those
Yeah,
you
I
get a
really just
negative.
been getting close with that.
Yeah. You could touch them and jab them with it with no negatives. Otherwise you're going to be minusing dice. And you don't have a lot of dice. It's queued off the pistol stat though, so that's kind of nice.
Ooh, that's not good for me. I don't have a pistol.
All right, defaulting to agility. You can use it as a melee weapon as well.
Oh, done.
All right, so you gear up, you grab some stuff. Kat, I'm going to say you've done this kind of thing before. You know to bring a survival bag or 2 or 3, which is some rations and stuff. So you throw that in. You might have one in your truck already, but it's not a bad idea if you're going to the wilderness. Your contact, what's the name of your coyote?
My coyote?
Yes. What's her name?
Her name is
Or
Luna.
her handle. Her handle.
Luna. Luna.
Nice. So Luna gives you a call and says, "All right, we're all set. I'll meet you
Luna.
outside." Pardon?
Luna. Sorry.
Luna.
Luna.
Luna. All right.
It's
Luna.
Finnish.
Luna.
He's from
Luna.
Finland. Luna.
Yes, it's a very Swedish night. It's Scandinavian night here on Shadowrun.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
All right.
I will do what I can. I will not be very good at that.
Luna.
Just warning.
She lives in the yurt.
I'm so sorry to our listeners in Europe. I'm sorry. It's okay. Most of the people are from the States, so it's all good. Just don't do a Michigan accent. We won't be in trouble. I don't even know what a Michigan accent is. Anyway, so you guys cut to, you're coming up on the edge of Seattle. You're going through some real rough area, and Luna is telling you where to drive, and she's in the front with pressed between Kiamar and Kat, and His Excellency is under a tarp in the back, just kind of poking his head out. And the big machine gun emplacement is like right next to your head.
Comfortable.
Yeah, if you need to, you can grab that and old school. All
I'm
right.
sure he would throw it.
Oh God.
I will be fixing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so you're zipping through. I'm gonna get Kat to do a driving roll, just because some of this terrain is pretty rough. But given your vehicle, it is designed for going over this, so your handling is pretty good, 5.5. and you can add an extra dice. Actually, let's go with an extra 4 dice to your driving check because Luna
I don't
is
have
helping.
driving.
It's going to
I
be
don't
called.
have driving.
It's Pilot Groundcraft.
Oh, okay. All right. And what
And
am I adding to this?
4 more dice. So I think it's 7, according to my stat sheet. It
Yep.
might be different. Or you.
I feel like my advanced knowledge skill of how to get behind people is going to come in handy.
I think
Today.
so. I think it might.
Also, types of trees.
That's. Well, you do it. You do it. It's your catchphrase.
That tree there is an aspen, and you can tell because of the way it is.
All right, we got 2 successes on 11 dice. There's a couple times when you bottom out in your truck, and at one point, His Excellency jumps out and like lifts the one wheel, and then gets just sprayed with mud. So you're covered in mud, His Excellency, from the waist down, and you hop back in, and you don't get stuck permanently, but it slows you down. And Luna's like, "All right, that might complicate it a little bit, but we'll do what we can. You're gonna need to go off the road as we go up ahead, and then up and around the ridge, and you're gonna want to do it right now in the next 30 seconds." So that's all included in your last roll. So you go, and that's where you get stuck and lift it back onto the road. Go ahead and do a lifting check for me, Steve, because I know you can do that. Just lift the back of a truck. No big deal.
It is a Toyota.
That's a pretty good little.
This one.
It's a Toyota. It's a big thing, but you got a big thing in the trunk. That's your Sasquatch. Okay.
6 hits.
6 hits? Ooh, okay, you brace and you're sinking in the mud, and that's the problem. You keep losing your grip a little bit. You can do it. It's starting to rocket back and forth, but it's starting to get a little slow. And Luna is like, we're gonna need to leave the road quickly. If we get spotted by this patrol, it might complicate things. Can I get another lifting roll? And Kiamar, do you want to do anything? As the truck tires like.
Well, I'm not gonna so much lift it as like push it,
Nice.
right? We got the
Todd,
What's
the
up?
rigger interface. Would that be kind of like a grappling hook or
No,
winch?
unfortunately not. Although it might have a winch.
Add winch. Yeah, 7 hits this time.
7 hits. Nice. Okay, it's starting to go. Donnie, would you have put a winch on your truck? I think you probably would have. That sounds like something.
Yeah.
All right.
Considering it does have off-road suspension,
Yeah,
I would have.
you gotta put a winch on it. All right.
Yeah, I know.
So, Kat points towards the winch at the front bumper, and Kiamar, you hop out, or what do you want to do? Or are you gonna let Luna?
No, I'll hop out and do it.
All right, I'm gonna get you to just do an agility plus intuition check to see if you can, or logic, agility plus logic, to just make sure it's a good cinch around a nearby tree. That's right.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
Nice. So you cinch it real good, and then Kat hits the button, and actually Kat floors it, and Luna presses the winch button, and His Excellency, she shoves, and the truck pops up out of the ditch. I feel like I'm reliving that moment that we had in Midland there, Steve. Anyway, Don't even.
Jack it up. We jack it up and push it off the jack.
That is so dangerous. Looking back,
No,
it's like, yeah.
Actually,
It's-
no, that was a smart. It was
Yeah.
smarter than you think. Actually, that it
Oh, yeah.
is actually a very viable off-road get unstuck technique.
It is, but if you're standing in the wrong spot when that winch goes kicking, it can be bad. Anyway, you
Yeah.
don't need that. You pull your truck loose and you get off the road just as this patrol jeep comes around the corner, and you kill the lights and you wait a little while, and Luna's like, wait, and okay, go. And so you're back on the road and you keep on driving. So you've managed to skirt around the patrols. You've gotten past the checkpoints by taking this wacky, twisty route that honestly you'd have a hard time remembering. And after a while, you get back on just a regular old highway, and you're trucking through the mountains. It's getting pretty thickly forested here. There's an aspen. And then after a while, you come through, and Kat's like, all right, well, this is where I get off. So just pull over up here. And you do, I'm assuming? Or you're gonna want to kidnap her.
No.
Oh, she's my coyote. Yeah,
Hey.
pull off.
All right, she hops out of the truck. She says, I'll be back. I'll be here for the next 5 days, just camped up on that hill over there. So if you need me, you come and get me, and I'll get you back across. Don't try running it without me. It won't work. Oh, I'm not using your voice. Don't try running it without me. It won't go well. So just call me. I'll be right up here. I've got my sat radio on if you need me to. Oh, and Kiamar?
And I pay her fee.
All right. Take care of yourselves. That was a return ticket, so it'd be a shame to waste it. Have a good one. Happy hunting, boys. All right, and off you go.
Like a plan.
All right.
So did we get some actual coordinates from Hand Solo?
You absolutely did get direct coordinates. Unfortunately, none of you are hackers, so you don't have like satellite feed or anything. You want to roll computers to see if we can just Google Maps it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from a drop pin. I have computer 1.
Okay then.
Oh.
Your hacker is ready.
1 hit.
That could have gone worse. That could have absolutely gone worse. It's a grainy satellite feed. Damn. Cat. I'm gonna say you've pulled up this tiny thing on your phone. You're trying to see. You can tell there's like a gate, and then it goes off the road. And then you pull up the feed on the sat link stuff on your truck with the maps and navigation and all that. And boom, it's high res photo. You can see there is a gate. It's not a live update, but you can see there was a gate, and then it goes off road, not off road, but like twisting unofficial road, not assumed road, twisting through the mountainous passes for a little while. Then after about a kilometer, maybe 2 kilometers of twisting road, it comes to a clearing, and there's a number of small cabins or buildings kind of off in the woods there. The resolution is not super high, but you can see 5 main buildings and maybe a couple of outhouses or something. And it's generally, according to this sat image that's dated from last year, so not too long ago. You can see there's 5 main buildings and a couple of outhouses scattered around as well. Kind of central, kind of field kind of area. Nothing too big, but about half the size of a football field. Kind of clearing in the middle, and it's got a perimeter of kind of cleared trees around the outside. There's a river on the far side, and it looks like it pretty quickly turns to rapids as you go further south. But this section seems to be kind of clear, and it's not very wide. It's like a mountain stream sort of thing. Probably a good, maybe maybe 30, 40 feet across. Nothing too big. The stream is, I mean. All
So
right.
how far from us is that? Like you said, a couple kilometers?
Well, from the end of where the small twisty road comes off the highway, is a couple of kilometers into the bush, but the
Okay.
actual from to where it cuts off the highways is about maybe 5 clicks from where you are now. So you'll be there pretty soon if you want.
What time of day is it?
What time of day do you want it to be?
The daytime of the night.
I think like we don't want to just drive in like 5 buildings.
No.
Like this is where this guy is, right?
And we
So-
want we-
Early morning, just
Like we would want to park like maybe 1 or 2 clicks out
Yep.
and wait for nightfall
Okay.
and then approach by night.
I would say even that, like, yeah, we'll park and I will do some high level sneaking and scout about and then come back and we can have a little chit chat about how we're gonna make this happen.
Absolutely. All right, so you do exactly that. You find a spot you can pull over, you put your blinker on, put out those little having highway trouble signs, or you can just get it off the road and out of sight, whichever way you want to do it. Which way would you like, Kat? You're the driver.
off-road, out of sight.
Deal. All right, so you pull it off.
We can even
with-
like I will identify the appropriate trees with which to camouflage this truck with.
Absolutely. You find some good old Douglas fir branches that aren't too bad. All right, you get the truck all camoed up and hidden away down this kind of
It's
a little bit of
camouflage.
up and around the corner, a little bit out of the way.
It's got some camouflage built into it. Is that what you said? Yeah, we'll just enhance its camouflage with
Absolutely.
some extra disguising of things.
Can I get you to roll your disguise skill?
Oh, I actually do have that.
Nice. That's because Shadowrun has rules for everything. Please disguise your pickup truck.
Please roll disguise pickup truck.
I have that.
I actually failed the roll for once.
So
I don't have disguise.
here's how it goes. The pickup truck is parked in kind of a small, copse of trees kind of thing. But most of them are tall pine trees. And His Excellency has grabbed the bottom branches off the pine trees, just snapping them and pulling them down. And so all you see are like the trunks of the trees and then a small shrubbery of pine tree thing that is the truck. It's a good thing you're out of sight from the main highway because it probably wouldn't blend in that well.
I'll be like, hey guys, what do you think? Can you see it?
You can't see the truck for the trees. You can't see the truck for the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see something all right.
You don't like it?
It's not. It attracts attention, actually.
Yeah, it's not my best work. These trees are weird. Not
And
used
I don't
to
think
them
people
trees.
see. We're far enough away.
Should have used the aspen.
That's it. I'm tearing it down. I'm starting again.
All right.
This time with aspen.
All right. You go hunting for some aspen trees.
I got 2 hits this
2 hits. It looks a
Better.
little better. From a distance, it's actually a blend of the fir and the aspen, and that's why it looks like, it's almost like at a real distance, it looks like a little forest, but as you get closer, it doesn't scale very well. You're like, huh? But it's fine. 2 hits. All right.
All right.
So it's well hidden. You've got some off-roading, cross-country trekking to do, I imagine, unless you're going to drive the truck. Like, you would be very hard-pressed to drive the truck through the forest to get there. Maybe possible, but it'd be hard.
I think
No.
the remainder of this needs to go on foot, right?
Yeah.
That's
We
what
need to scout it out and then wait for nightfall and then extract.
All right.
um,
I'm just going to get
what's
a...
you as an adept, do you have Do you have Traceless Walk?
I do have Traceless Walk.
Let's go tracelessly walking. I
We're
have
gonna
some
trace-
too.
We're gonna Tracelessly walk.
Let's
I feel like there should be a song for that.
Tracelessly walking through the woods.
Because he's
Gotta
saying it in
trace.
Sasquatch, so it's just grunting.
Dennis Moore, riding through the glen. Dennis Moore, with his bag of things. Steals from the poor, gives to the rich. Stupid bitch. What? None of you seen that? Good Monty Python sketch.
I don't
Nice.
know about
Not that
you
one.
guys,
I've seen
but I'm
others,
sneaking
but
up
yes.
on 'em.
All right. So, can I get
Um,
stealth treks? Can I
I would-
stealth trek?
Yeah, what's your stealthiness?
Hold on.
there,
I'm gonna need stealth checks from, let's say, all of you. But I'm gonna need between all of you somebody, at least one navigation check, to make sure you don't get lost in the forest. If you don't have navigation, Cat has navigation. And 3 hits on
And I'm
navigation.
also sneaking.
Nice. Oh, and sneaking for 5. Wow. Awesome. Cat is quiet and hiking through the woods. This is like your MO. This is your bag.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 3 hits on the sneaking test.
Nice.
I've got
and
3 hits.
hang on. Sorry, he's gonna augment that with his knowledge skills. Because I have, so I got those 3 hits, but I'm gonna augment that with the knowledge skills of, well, what's better, bushcraft or how to get behind people? I think
I'm gonna say
bushcraft
bushcraft. That
actually
sounds
applies better here, I'd say.
good. Yeah.
So 3 hits on that, so I will add 3 dice to the other thing. Get out of the way, dice here. 3 out of 3. They were all
Nice.
6s too. I should have edged that. So 6 total hits, I guess, on being sneaky.
That's awesome. Oh, I just got real quiet, didn't I? Sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, you do really well. And you end up going pretty... Yeah, absolutely. And how
Well,
did you
and-
do?
So for both of us, Traceless Walk is super awesome because you move over surfaces, even snow, sand, thin paper, without leaving visible traces. You make no sound. And hearing perception tests suffer -4. You do not trip vibration or pressure sensors. You can walk. You cannot walk across liquid surfaces because you're magical, not miraculous. If you walk through deep snow, you don't sink.
Nice.
Uh,
I remember
you
doing
can-
that as a kid.
yeah, with the crust, you can be tracked by scent, but that's at a -2.
Wow. That's
So-
really good. All right, so you
Traceless
guys
Walk
are super quiet. Yeah, between all of you did really well. Kiamar got what, 3 hits plus the Traceless Walk, and his Excellency. How many did you get again?
6 altogether.
Wow. All right, yeah. You are ghosts in the forest. You might as well all be Sasquatch. Like seriously, you're just off into the bush. So you go
Yeah.
for quite a while. It's a good 5 or 6 clicks from where you are because you're not going to go in a straight line. You kind of have to bend your way out and around. And after a while, you find your way to that stream, being the landmark. It's pretty easy to track. Given how you know the lay of the land based on your satellite imaging and all that, do you want to end up north of the camp and entering, or do you want to come at it from the south? Or the road comes in from the west, so you could come in from the roadside as well, but they might expect that. So which angle kind of do you want to come in at?
And the river is from the south?
The river cuts from north to south,
north
on
to
a
south.
slightly from west to east. It's like northwest, and it ends southeast, kind of on that angle. And as it's flowing down to the southeast, it turns into rapids at that end.
Well, we'd probably want, like, unless there's an advantage coming from the north, we'd probably want to come from the south, the rapids, because they're noisy.
Yeah.
Good call. All right,
Well,
so
okay, so that works both ways though, right?
good point. To a
And I
perception
interfere
check,
with
please.
the lady here. I am going to go down to the stream and clean myself off of the mud because I don't want to leave chunks of mud as something to be seen.
We do know what this guy looks like, right?
Yep. You have a photo.
Or on perception.
Nice. All right, so you definitely get, as you're getting to probably around the 3rd kilometer towards, so there's about 2 kilometers out from it, you don't see any people. What you see is this drone overhead. In a few minutes more, and you'll kind of pause under a tree. You have no problem staying off its sensors with your sneaking roll. But after a little while, a couple more, and they look like they're rigged for patrol. They look like patrol drones.
Yeah, I do. I think we ought to just kind of continue with the sneaking theme rather than sort of take those out or something like that, right?
Well, yeah,
I'm
I mean, you could.
asking
Yeah.
partners
They're up
there.
pretty high. They're not in the
Yeah.
tree line. They're above it.
We're doing this stealthy, yeah. We're not
Yeah,
taking things
let's
out.
But you
stick to the
definitely
tree.
get the idea. There's some kind of perimeter, and you're about to cross it.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not. I see. So we're not going to just cross it just yet. We're going to, because we want to wait for nightfall anyways, but we also want to maybe gauge, how it's being perimetered, how are they monitoring. So we'll stay hidden and
Sure.
we'll observe. We want to observe, how many drones, what's their frequency rotation. Also, even if from our vantage, we could probably, are we able to see the buildings yet, or is it still far away?
It's still kind of up and ahead of you. You're kind of coming at it from a lower angle, so you can't see it yet. But you
Okay.
do over time wait and see this patrol, and the drones are definitely within about 100 or 200 meters, kind of swath across the sky, directly across the path you're going. And they're circling, and a few of them zip over and then back, but they don't seem to be going right to where this camp is. It seems to be they don't fly into it quite yet, but they are hovering around the perimeter of it. And you do manage, with a pretty good perception roll. I don't know, somebody's got binoculars, right? I'm sure Kat does. You end up seeing there's a small logo on the side of it, and it's a logo of Securitech, which is a security company for hire. You've heard of them before. They're kind of not Lone Star. They're not Knight Errant. They're just kind of one of those security companies that people hire sometimes. They're nowhere near like Blackwater or anything, but they have enough rep that you've heard of them as a basically mercenary for hire, but a little more legitimate than a mercenary. It's more like security company, but on the edge of mercenary.
You know what?
I've
I just realized I have a stun baton.
That's even
That's
better.
handy.
I've
Now
got
you've
better
now you've
than
got the other.
binoculars.
I will not get the Defiance X Shocker. Sorry. I'm just going to stay with my stun baton and my trank patches.
Sure thing.
I've got
All right.
All right.
Sorry, I keep talking and cutting Cat off, I think.
I have one better than binoculars. It's called an imaging scope.
Nice. On your rifle. Absolutely. And you could take these things out if you wanted to. They're rotodrones. And actually one of them is like a glide drone with a balloon back. So it's meant for long-term surveillance and long-distance surveillance.
Is this the point where I want to break out my jammer?
I would
Jam?
say not yet.
Yeah. Probably if the
I would say
It-
I would say have it ready because like we'll want to jam them when we actually make our move, but we want to be completely unnoticed. If we start jamming, they're gonna know somebody's here.
I'm assuming all of you are running silent on your pans and you're keeping radio
Yeah.
to the minimum.
Yeah, well, we're actually like right next to each other right now. But I think we had to suggest we kind of circle the perimeter and establish where it is,
Sure thing.
and maybe see if there's a more obvious avenue of ingress.
As you're about to start getting going, you stand up and you hear the crunch of footsteps, and you kind of freeze and quickly find your way to some kind of cover and hide. I won't make you re-roll stealth, because you haven't officially broken it yet. But you see a two-man patrol walking their way, probably, almost 100 meters away, a little further in towards the camp from your current position. And they're just walking, again, that sort of perimeter for a little while. And after a little while, they come walking up, and you hear this. And three, what you were pretty sure were stones, kind of move on the top of the ridge ahead. And then slowly kind of resolve themselves into essentially a sort of ghillie suit. And this guy comes walking out, and he's got a hunting rifle, but with a big scope on it. And you would have walked right past him, but he comes walking down. The two people walking by, they're wearing camo, and they're carrying backpacks and assault rifles. And this person in the ghillie suit walks down towards them, his hands out in front. He's like, and they start chatting away with each other. Does anybody here speak Salish? Salish? However you pronounce that?
Would I, if those guys are super stealthy, like would I notice them looking astrally? Would they
The two
stand out to
guys
me?
on patrol aren't actually being very stealthy, or at least not competently.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
the
worried about
other
them.
guy,
Obviously,
the other guy was very stealthy, and just from the
yeah, but would
sight
they
line,
have shown up? Would they have shown up with my dual perception? I guess is the question.
well, from this angle, they would have mostly been blocked by the landscape anyway. But if you were
Okay, so
kind of walking right by them, and the landscape, like the hillside, wasn't an issue, probably your perception or your sensing might have picked up their aura.
So I'll just kind of have a look at them now, just so I can, if there's anything significant about, about them, so I might recognize them or their compatriots when I see them again.
Sure, do a sensing check for me, please.
4 hits.
Nice. Okay, so first of all, you'll definitely recognize their auras next time you see them. The two kind of guard-looking people, the patrol, look quite startled and jumpy and aggressive, but not in the personal kind of way. Aggressive in a professional kind of way, like trying to look and seem intimidating because that's just how they get stuff done. And the man walking forward to them is, if he's nervous, you would not know, except by your reading his aura. He is nervous a little bit, and he goes walking down towards them. And when they look at each other, you can see in the aura the swirling auras of suspicion and a little bit of anger and just a tension hovering between. They're not friends. They're not in the same group. The two and the one are opposite sides, and they kind of keep a good 50, 60 meters apart. but they can, or not that far. That's really far. Let's say 30 meters apart. And the solo ghillie suit guy stops, and then the two patrols stop and spread out and kind of just ready to take cover behind trees. And you can hear them calling out. The guy with the ghillie suit calls out in Salish, and the other two answer back in English.
Yeah. You listen, squad. You gotta get the hell off this turf.
And then the guy with the ghillie suit switches over to English. He's like, "No, friend, it is our turf, and you need to leave." And things start to seem tense. And the two guards look at each other, and they're conferring quietly. They're a lot closer to you, though, so you pick up just enough of what they're saying. They're like, nobody's around. We could probably take him out. And the other guy's like, "We're not paid to escalate, but if he tries anything, put him in the dirt."
Okay,
What do you guys wanna do?
I'll just come back to these two and kind of share what I pick up that they're from the sensing and everything, and we'll do some subvocaling or whispering or whatever.
Do we want to instigate something?
Well, at some point, I agree that
Quietly do it. I can very quietly do it. I've got a bow and arrow.
We're on the same page. What I'm thinking, okay, is there's sniper there, right? So we take a pot shot at these guys and make it look like it was shot. They were being shot at by those guys. Get them going. Like when we're ready to spring our plan into action here, we use that as a distraction. And maybe, you're here kind of whipping them up, and Kiamar and I are coming in from the opposite side of all of this, trying to sneak in and do the actual extraction. Something to that effect. And then if you can get
from behind these guys, I'll take a pot shot at the sniper's knees.
Yeah, something like that. If you can get them fighting at each other and maybe pick one or two off in the process and let them finish each other off, then you can relocate and cover us.
I have a pistol with a silencer on him. I can probably get a good shot on him.
Nice.
Well, there's a seedling of a plan.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so
the other thing I would suggest is that we sit here find somewhere where we think we are very well hidden but can observe for around 24 hours to try to get a whole cycle of what's going on here, if that makes sense to you guys. Do we have that long, I guess, is the other question.
Yeah.
I may not be here either, so.
You're still a good couple clicks from the camp itself, too.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to stay here for 24 hours, but I think we can definitely observe and cautiously make sure that we can enter unseen. So even if we start something, we need to make sure that we're not in the middle of it.
Yeah. So I think I had a thought earlier too that we should kind of go around and circle the whole place, right? No matter however long it takes us, we just do that super stealthily.
Absolutely.
Just to kind of to get a sense of the terrain.
For sure. Okay, so you guys watch, and there's
we
several
could just
moments.
do a couple of bulk rolls if you want.
Well, I think just for the sake of brevity, we're gonna keep the stealth rolls until you decide to break stealth.
Okay.
So because you all got 5 and 6 and so forth. So
we'll try and get a count of dudes as well.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get you to do perception checks though. So one of you can do it, or two of you can roll, but it'll be as an assist, like a team. Let's do it as a team roll. See.
Well, who's got what perception? I got 8 perception dice. What's your? Who should augment who? I guess.
I've got 7.
Actually, you know what? Let's do it as all of you can, and we'll just count it as how the hits go.
Okay.
I see Donnie's got 1 hit,
2.
but that is a
But-
glitch.
A
Very
glitch.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm edging that because that sucked. I'm edging the failed dice.
How many
Because
dice did
I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then that one.
burn in through the edge?
4.
4
4.
hits. 4 hits plus Donnie's 1, or Cat's 1, and Kiamar's 2. However, a glitch. So as you're making your slow, stealthy patrol around, first of all, this immediate situation does resolve itself over time. It takes a while before these 2 guards on patrol and this one kind of sniper guy kind of separate begrudgingly. It's like they were testing each other out, and they had some words, and it's definitely get the impression like that is the camp's turf, but there's a group who's interested in containing or maybe trespassing onto it, so they're going to be on their guard. Other than that, it seems pretty clear at the moment. And you do end up making your way around, and it takes a while, but you do make your all the way around the camp, and you get the impression of the camp pretty good lay of the land given what you see. The best point of there's a couple of places you see where the road comes winding through the forest. There's a blockade done. There's trees that are felled over it, big signs put over it, up on the blockade, and it's essentially a blockaded road from the camp so that these other corporate Securitech guards can't just come barreling in. It's maintained with like spotlights and portable generator. You see a couple old-fashioned torches burning even, and then there's a fairly big group of scattered kind of guards from within the camp side of things, but also the Securitech. You see 3 Securitech vehicles parked a little way back down on this side road before the gate. One of them is a big Ares Roadmaster and brand new armored personnel carrier. The other 2 were kind of smaller SUVs or Jeeps, and they're parked a little way back, and you can see people kind of milling around with coffee. It seems like a kind of a command center, and it's just this low-grade tension in all of these people, and a sense of menace from both. Well, certainly from one side, the people on the camp they'll defend their territory, and you can get this from a sensing. They'll defend their territory, but they're not. They're aggressively defending their territory, but they don't seem to be leaving it. Whereas the Securitech people definitely are slowly impinging upon this territory.
Okay, so that's interesting. So that security patrol was not actually from the camp. They're trying to move into the camp.
Yeah. Which means the camp is on alert, and that'll make your job a little harder. As you make your way up and around, kind of you're doing a counterclockwise spin out, so you'll end back at the river again. So you've passed the road, and then you keep going out and around, and again, it's about 2.5 kilometers, sometimes a little less, from approximately where the center of the camp would be, and the territory gets much more rugged as you go further north. Like you're into kind of high-grade foothills and really steep areas. Can I get what did Coot and I? So you're like, hey, I could see really well from up there. So you kind of make your way up and over top of this ridge, and you're looking out, and you manage to spot like the patrols. You see some drones zipping by, and everything's going really well, and you get 2 hits on your perception. But what, unfortunately, you don't happen to notice is you're standing on a section of unsteady cliff face, So I'm gonna need you to do agility plus reaction. It's essentially a saving throw. Go for it. If Gordon is there.
You said Kutenai.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kiamar. Damn
Kiamar.
names. K-name.
All right. So what am I rolling again?
You're gonna roll agility plus reaction. As the
Okay.
Oh, our camera's got all worded out.
Yeah.
All right. That's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, what'd you get?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. So, the side of the rock that you're on just starts to tilt. Right? You're kind of a little bit out on the edge, just kind of doing a quick count, getting a good view out over the camp. And then all of a sudden, you start to feel it shift and slide. And you're just like, ugh! Do you want to go downhill or end up back uphill? With that save, you
back
get
up.
a choice. Okay, so you quickly
Yeah,
backpedal along.
just launch.
You leap off just as the rock falls away and just goes down the hill, taking a bunch of smaller rocks along with it all the way down.
Yeah.
Nobody else gets hurt. You all see this happen, and you're like, "Ugh," and you see Kiamar leap at the last second, land on more secure territory, grabs a tree to make sure he's not falling. The rest of you are also up at the top, and however, it does make a pretty big noise in the area. I'm gonna need you all to roll another stealth check, please. As you, well, what do you want to do?
Well, we need
Stay
to
stealthy.
relocate
Yeah.
to somewhere else.
Stealthily relocate.
All right, roll a new stealth check, please.
Four hits.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
Oh,
7.
God.
They get a -4 dice pool from me and Kiamar each. Though.
Nice. Yeah, so
Don't-
essentially you're all at 7s. Oh, damn. So it was that traceless walk that really put you over the top. It's just like skip, skip, skip. And like after a while you just blend into the trees and just wait. And His Excellency gives you each a aspen branch to hide behind. And you're all just like ghosting through the trees at a decent clip, and you see like 4 drones off in the now the distance as you've moved away, kind of circling where the rockfall was. And you even see at one point a horse, a legit horse with a rider, come up through the trees ahead of you, a little ways off to one side, so you're not going to get spotted. But you can see they're from the camp and they're off to go, and you can see there's another walking person nearby, and so somebody from the camp has come out to see the rockfall as well. But you are well and truly clear of there before they get there.
They don't see
All
our
right.
tracks. Or
And
my
they
tracks.
do not
So-
see your tracks.
On the...
So, question then. From the noise to the arrival of all this stuff, how long did that take?
You probably had about 10 minutes. Well, the drones were there in about 5. And then the person on horseback about 5 minutes after that. And the person on horseback keeps a distance and is looking through kind of a macro binoculars type thing, just to take in what the rockfall was. They don't get super close to that edge.
This gives me some food for thought ideas. Okay, now that we've circled this whole place, is there somewhere, Kat, that you could use as more of an effective sniper's perch that we think we can see somewhere?
Can
I would
possibly
say-
be.
There is a higher ridge even than the one you were on. It's pretty close to where the river comes cascading down, and then it makes a little pool, and then it's about maybe 500 meters or so, and then it gets to the camp, and then it continues probably another 200 meters, and then into some rapids. So if you're up by that waterfall, you would have a really good view. but it's gonna
do you
take
guys
some
have
climbing.
Sorry, do you guys have subvocal mics for your pans?
Let's just say
Either of
you
you?
all do, as
Yeah.
decent Shadowrunners who survive more than one day.
So
Have
my
subvocal.
yeah, everyone, it's standard gear, right? I mean, His Excellency would ask that question though, because he wouldn't know. He's like, "Oh, you just got this fancy thing. You strap it here, and you don't have to make noise when you talk."
I just push in my throat.
You guys ever seen one of these?
Hey guys. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Pretty much. I'm thinking that's the thing. Like, we have our sniper overwatching, and then we just keep an open comm and sneak in and try to identify this person and sneak out, because I don't think there's going to be any more information we can gather. I don't think there's really any, unless anyone's got any other thoughts on that. I think we send in the 2 adepts to extract and have the sniper do sniping.
Yeah, basically a night.
Nice. All right, so let's do that. So, Kat, I'm gonna need a climbing check from you.
And
If you have the
well,
gear, like
yeah.
climbing gear, it would be assisted, so you can add 2 dice to that.
While we get set, we should take a commercial break.
Absolutely. All right, I just want to hear the climbing check, and Kiamar and His Excellency, I'm going to keep your previous stealth check, which adds up to a total of 7, including the minuses from stealthless. How'd you do there, Kat?
They don't have climbing.
Oh well, you have to do it freehand then. It's going to default to, I forget if it's strength or agility. Oh, you do have
That's a
climbing
good question.
claws, so it is assisted. So those retractable climbing claws that you had as cyberware. So you're cutting out again. Internet, come on. Send well
What
wishes.
am I rolling?
So you're gonna roll strength, but you're gonna minus 1 dice from your strength. But then I want you to add back 3 dice because of your climbing claws. Either he's
6.
very good at staying still, or he's frozen. Can't tell. He's the mime king of Minnesota.
0 successes. 3 glitches.
Oh.
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 3. Yeah.
Okay then.
Ooh.
Cat,
Edge
do
it.
you want to do anything about that? I'll be kind and give Cat or Donnie some time to respond because he's having internet issues. Would you like to edge that?
Reroll all of those failures.
Oh, I was
He
so
climbs. He slips a little and goes, "Wait a second.
No,
Let me just
you're
take a deep
right
breath
at
here."
the top. You've climbed all the way up this mountain cliff face to get up next to this waterfall, and you're like, "Ooh, if I tuck in real close to the waterfall, and your foot slips on a slimy rock, and you're like, oh no," and you hit the ground and just slide to fall off the edge, and your legs are over, and you're like about to go over the edge, and just you're like 100 feet up in the air and just looking down over this, and you spin that edge, and you just, in one universe, you fall and your back is shattered as you hit the rocks at the bottom. You hit halfway down, you spin, your head is like gashed open, you hit the rocks at the bottom, just this pile broken amongst, and these buzzards start to circle, and then you blink your eyes, and it's like cut back to the top as you're dangling, just hanging on a root. Just actually it's a foot. You got a foot wedged in a root. You're dangling upside down. Your hands like akimbo, and you just managed to hook your foot underneath one root before you fell and did all that. So you're okay with your 2 hits. You do like the world's most terrifying sit up, grab and
Actually,
clamber.
Todd, he actually did better than that. You see that 10 and that 14?
Oh, this is edge too. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
We'll pop
the
it.
14 actually would count as 3, right? Because there's
Yeah,
or no, sorry, as 2. Yeah, so it makes it 3 successes altogether.
yeah. Three hits all in. You do a sit up, and you grab yourself, and you grab some rocks, and you clamber back up to your little nest, just breathing heavy, and you dropped a granola bar, and it went, and it's laying where your body would have been. There goes your snack. All right. So you're up in your little nest, and what do you want to do? We're gonna take a break in just a minute.
I
I'm
just
here-
find a safe spot to sit.
Yeah.
No moving.
Do you guys want to have seen that, or did you not see it?
Well, I don't
honestly,
think I was watching.
To be fair, I don't think we would have seen it because we would have gone down already.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right,
We were
Kat,
already-
your reputation is safe. You're okay. They didn't see.
And as we're going down, like, funny enough, I'm gonna turn on my astral sense as well,
Mhm.
just in case.
Absolutely.
Astral perception.
All right, can I get a sensing or perception from the 2 people going? Actually, from all 3 of you. You get to pick. I like the frozen thumbs up.
We're all rolling a sensing.
Anyone who's wants to roll a sensing or perception as you make your way
Perception.
into the camp.
I'm not going into the camp.
Well, as they
Yeah.
make their way into the camp, and you're camped up top, just keeping eyes on.
2.
Nice.
3.
All right, and 3 from Donnie.
I'm gonna look astrally because I want to know.
Well, for you, it's kind of always, but
Yeah, I want to know if there's any magical threats because we really don't have any way to deal with them other than
all right.
bluntly.
So as you're walking, you're pretty close to that river at this point, and so as you're walking down, because you're on the lookout for magic, you swear for a moment you see something swirling in the river, almost like a fish or something just swimming, and you look again, and it's not there, and you're just like, thought I saw. And you get this, you can't see it, but you get this feeling like the hairs on your arm just kind of standing a little on edge. Something's here and is paying attention in the river. But that's all you get. Meanwhile, Kat, you're up on your perch and you're busy using your scope to look around and just take it all in. You can see the drones, you see the person with the horse whenever they break through kind of gaps in the trees, and you mark them on your pan, and that means everybody can see them. So that's good news. So everybody can kind of make out. You're just keeping overwatch and keeping them heads up. Either a map display, if either of you want to call it up, or any of you, or you can do like just a little dot reticle or whatever it is you want to highlight any friendlies or non-friendlies with. And at that point, I think you are making your way into the camp proper. And with that, we're just going to take a little break, refresh our beverage, and we'll hear a word from our sponsors in a few minutes. We don't actually have any sponsors. We make that up. I have to say that legally.
Okay.
Please no, we do not have any sponsors.
Actually, that's not true. Our podcast does get some sponsors. So thanks to, I think Dungeon Dads subbed up there for a little while, and a couple other podcasts. So shout out to those people. And get the word out. Let's hear some more stories and make some more stories together. Don't forget, internet, you can make your mark on our game by making our lives more difficult, by making suggestions or make it easier for them to have glitches or whatever you want. And players too, we can do that too. All right, so we're just gonna take. What do you guys want? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
5 is fine, I think.
Five, yeah,
All right.
5 is good. All right.
All right, so we will be back in 5 minutes. Take it easy, folks. Cheers.
Brought to you by alcohol.
It's the cause of and solution to all life's problems. I'm stealing from The Simpsons. All right, let's get back. Hi, everybody. We're back. Meanwhile, let's do this. So, you've got Overwatch. You've got people hiking on down in. You're pretty sure there's a spirit in that water somewhere, but it doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. So, you're coming in from the north end, down towards the camp. It's fairly level ground at this point, kind of edging downwards. And I don't even know if this map is visible to you, so I'm going to see if I can turn off dynamic lighting. And there you go. Hey! So there's several different buildings. This is one of them on the big map on Roll20. So you can go ahead and take a look-see. And it looks a little something like this. So you see the territory around it is kind of hilly, and there's just different ledges up and towards what would be one of the main buildings in this small camp. It's reinforced. You can see it's got lumbered sections, but there's kind of concrete. It's fairly well disguised and overgrown, and it is kind of built into the side of one of these ridges. So if you want to see it, it's almost like it's flipped from what it appears on the map. But you're coming down the hill, and to the left of the map, down kind of this a ways, it keeps going off towards the river, probably a good, like, another 20 meters or so down, kind of this steep slope on the way down, with these different kind of spots. Thinking kind of like a fairly difficult approach from the water side, but not bad for a good climber like yourselves. There's a small balcony just at the south end, some steps leading up, a little platform outside, and then there's a ramp up onto kind of an observation section on the roof. It's got a flat roof. You also see there is a satellite antenna there, but it looks like it's seen better days. It's like got vines and stuff on it. Who knows if it's still in use or not. And the actual building itself is made of lumber, which every time I say that, I have to say
Lumberg.
Anyway, so it's lumber and kind of nice, relatively nice construction. Pretty broad, like in terms of scale, you'd probably guess this is a good 40 or 50 feet long, and probably about 30 to 40 feet kind of width on this map. Can everybody see it okay? On your...
Yeah.
All right.
I can see it.
Awesome. Just making sure Roll20 is doing its thing.
Was it pointed out to me that there may be a spirit in the river, in the water?
Yeah, I'll mention that.
Okay, because if you
Sure.
do that, I will see if my mentor spirit is available.
Oh, okay. Who's your... It's a raven, right?
Yeah.
All right.
He was.
Can I get you to do a magic plus either intuition or logic?
Both the same, so sure. Two.
All right. So you definitely hear the like of a crow kind of in the distance, or a raven in the distance, and you see a couple of flutters of dark-winged birds around. You've definitely got the attention of your spirit, but it's not manifest. It's you get the sense of I'm watching.
Okay.
All right.
Then
So,
we'll continue.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to need a new set of stealth checks as you make your way into this camp.
Where on the map am I?
You'd be off the map at this point. Definitely, you'd be almost due south, like directly bottom of the map. Pretty far down that way. Like, at least this again 3 times. At least.
So here's a question. I'm just trying to. I haven't used this in a while. Attribute boost.
Yeah. So it's
How does
you
that
focus,
work again, really quick?
You focus for a second and just turn it on, and it's just like woof, and it's on,
Yeah.
and then eventually you take drain from it.
Yeah, so the way you have to roll to see how long it lasts, essentially. So hang on.
You want to turn it on not too long before you
You're
actually
gonna
have
use
to
it.
use it.
So I was just wondering. Okay. All right. Just checking. All right. Then
Oh.
I won't turn it on for sneaking, but I guess when we need to go.
Yeah,
Sure.
so you would roll your magic rating in dice plus your attribute boost rating in dice. So, for me, that's 6 plus 2. So I'd roll 8 dice, and each hit boosts your attribute rating by 1. So however many hits you get
Got it.
boosts your reaction, or your, if it's agility, it boosts your agility by that many hits to your attribute maximum,
Okay.
which I think is 1.5 times your.
And my drain is 7. So
Yes, you
You
roll
take
7.
drain equal to the level of the power, though, which would be
Oh.
which would just
Okay.
be whatever the rating is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'll roll for stealth then.
All right, go for it. I'm just trying to get a little bit of token action here,
So-
just in case. No
Yeah.
reason you need
Yeah.
tokens.
You know what though? Like, because this is like a pretty consequential roll, can I edge this then?
Yeah, you can pre-edge if you want,
Off
for
the bat?
sure.
Pre-edge it. Done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing for the same
Yeah.
reason.
So then my 6s explode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. I am going to be freaking invisible. I like that you did
Same
that.
here.
If you hadn't have said you're edging it, I wasn't going to.
So I've got, well, I mean, my explosions didn't do that well, but I got 5.
Still, that's pretty
Oh
good.
my god.
Definitely edge
Oh
added
my
to that.
god. Okay, I kept getting 6s over and over again.
When you roll edge ahead of time, do you re-roll your fails? Still?
No.
Not the fails, but you do re-roll 6s. So you got
Okay. That.
3 6s, and you rolled them again, so you're good.
Okay.
All right.
My 6s kept exploding.
Hold on, I gotta jump to your camera. 1 sec, I can't see that. And it's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I don't believe you.
I got that many hits.
That is 10. I think your physical limit is. What's your physical limit?
This is my my stealth check. This is
Damn.
my sneaking check.
Yeah, but it still suffers limit though.
Yeah, I
What
don't know what the limit is. Oh wait, no, the limit would be 11. The limit would be 11,
wow.
so I'm
Oh,
still within my
wow.
limit.
Wow. Okay, so you are a damn ghost.
I owe you for that suggestion.
You're welcome.
Holy. Okay. His
His
Excellency.
disappeared. He's just gone.
Yeah. Kiamar, you have no idea where he is. He's just gone. I mean, you can see on the pan overview like where he is, but that's it. Otherwise, you could not tell the difference between him. He's He's wearing a tree suit at this point.
Yeah, I think I've had, like I rolled 4 6s, and then that turned into 3 more, and then those turned into 1. So
I just threw your icons here just for the sake of throwing them here. You can choose where you kind of want to approach from. You're coming from on the map. Down is north. I know that's weird, but down is north,
Okay.
and you're making your way south by moving up on the map.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's the balcony off to your right, and then the structure itself is almost 3 stories high over where I'm blinking there. Just the rest of it's kind of up on stilts at that point, kind of sticking out from the hill, and then the main floor of it is actually kind of even with the slope, and it goes into the hillside at the very top there. So it's kind of built partly into the hill. And so coming at it from the left side, it would be a 3-story, one of which is all stilt, and then ground floor, and then another floor. And then there's a balcony a little bit lower on the right, and some steps up, and then you'd be on the main floor. So it depends on how you want to approach this. You can see there's a couple of people milling around there, and it does actually, Cat, you're the one who sees it, and you pipe it through from your scope's gun image out to their view, so they can see the kind of bird's eye view. And you can see several different people kind of milling about on the top here. You can see, there's... Oh, is it gonna drag? Is it gonna drag? All right. Whoa, she's huge. It's a huge woman. Run! She's a giant. Okay, no, she's not a giant. It just dragged in big. So you can see a couple of people. It appears they're having a conversation. These, trying not to bring in giant beings, but it's not
Just leave that one huge. It's funny.
Yeah, that's true. One of them's a troll. She's a lot bigger. And you see this guy as well. What is that? Hold on. All right, you see 2 women and a dude, kind of near the balcony there. One of them's a troll. That's the bigger woman, and a human male, and another female, elven female. 2 of them seem to have kind of emerald features, and then the male seems kind of Swedish.
The
I'm gonna
Swedish male look like our Mark.
Cat kind of, you say that on your comms, and Cat zooms in on the scope. And indeed, he does appear to look like your Mark.
Todd, you have my character on the map.
I do. Just so you can kind of see. You're much further down than that, but you're way down. I just put you there just so you can, have a spot.
That you're off screen that direction, essentially.
Yeah,
is what we're saying.
you're like 2 or 3 times further down that way. And up about 100 feet. But I just figured, wouldn't want to leave you behind. And His Excellency is a tree along the path. So convincingly a tree that people are like, yeah, that was always there. What? You didn't know that was there?
Do I get a sense that I've been this awesome at sneaking? Like, do I realize
You
that
feel extremely stealthy.
feel good about it?
Yeah, you feel really good about this. Like,
Yes,
let me
I
put it
feel-
this way.
yeah.
You sneak up on a squirrel that's sitting there, and then you gently pick him up and move him, and he doesn't notice.
So I'll just confirm. I said I've got 3 up on the rooftop patio section area, and 1 off to the east, kind of on the on the slope there.
Cat, you switch over to thermal. You see about 6 or 7 more warm bodies inside the main structure as well. Kind of inside this.
I will let them know that.
And you can all see on the scope the overlay in the kind of picture-in-picture in the corner of your goggles. couple of drones go by, but with your stealth, they don't slow down, and they keep really high. And you notice them more because the people on the balcony point, and they're like saying, they're speaking mostly a mixture of English and Salish. And so the Swedish-looking dude, your mark, Greg, that's Greg right there. I'm actually going to put him with a name on him, because that is your mark. And you can overhear him talking in little snippets as the sound from the river kind of makes it inaudible at times, but generally you can hear him a little bit.
Greg is which guy?
Greg is the one on the right. This one.
Okay. I'm just gonna sub-vocalize and say I feel like I can get really close, guys. There are some trees up there next to them. Give me half a second to see how close I can get.
Go.
And I'm gonna try continuing to sneak up. Kind of like,
Alright.
okay, so you see, I'm gonna try and sneak to here.
Nice. So you kind of get right up next to it, and with your long Sasquatch arms, just grab the balcony and kind of slowly, ever so slowly, do the world's slowest chin up as the tree. And the people watching are like looking up at the drones, and they look down, and the tree is stable and not moving. And then they turn back to each other, and they look back, and the tree is just a little taller than it used to be. And so on, as you're just moving inch by inch, slowly up. And then you tuck in next to this one. And then you kind of sidestep next to this one. And that's about as close as I'm going to get you. Like, I know you want to get around, but you're going to need to do a stealth check. You are literally 10 feet, basically 10 feet away from Greg right now in your tree costume, next to another tree. And that's as good as that edge will get you.
I'm gonna throw in my how to get behind people skill.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
4 hits on that. Okay, 4 hits on that. So I will
Alright, so
add
add
that
4.
to a sneaking test.
I'm going to go
here we go.
sneaking.
Oh, and now's the time I'm actually going to. Okay, let me set those dice aside for a sec. I'm going to turn on my attribute boost.
Ooh. So the Sasquatch just takes a deep breath in through his nostrils.
Okay, boosted by 4. So that adds 4 more dice to the agility.
So you're
I've
total of +8 right now from a regular stealth roll. Do you want a pre-edge? Just saying. You can
sure,
keep
this
some-
will be hilarious. Let's do that.
All right,
We'll add
sure.
those dice. Add those dice. Oh lordy.
So
Okay,
Kiamar,
reroll.
if he didn't have his hand telling you where he was, you would
Yeah.
have no idea where he is. But you see him going up in the foolhardy way, and they're not responding. What do you want to do?
Got 7. Seven.
He
I can't
went.
believe I didn't. Sorry, go ahead.
He went to the right. Can I go like all the way around? We're going down on them, right? Is that correct? We're coming from a higher position.
Actually, you're coming from a lower position.
Lower
looking
position.
Up at the
Okay.
balcony.
So if I was to like move up here so they can't see me, how far down am I? Am I like 1 floor down from them?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we had the giant Amazon woman over there. Where?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I went
From-
up to here.
Yeah, you're a full floor below them. It's on a pretty steep slope at that point. There is a tree right there, though, so you could climb that.
Yeah, like I'm wondering
and
if I could
probably
like
get
basically
about
while he's
even.
going to the right, I could use the tree and maybe even climb the tree to get to them if needed, like slowly.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Go ahead and make an athletics roll or stealth. I would.
Okay. After you've resolved all of that, I have a special Sasquatchy skill I'm going to use.
Well, I'm going to I don't know what athletics is in this.
Oh, sorry. Climbing.
Climbing or gymnastics or
I'll use gymnastics.
Okay.
I would count that. Yeah.
But I'm gonna attribute boost first as well. My
Nice.
agility.
Okay, make your roll for
So,
attribute
like-
boost while I play the sound.
All right. Big money boost.
Hold on one second.
Okay. I've boosted myself by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice.
Woo! All right. Add them to your
Uh,
gymnastics check, and I'm also gonna need a new stealth check because you're
Okay.
technically or sneaking. Keep saying.
Which you add dice to that as well now.
yes, yeah, because my agility's way up. So my gymnastics is 16.
Got the ninjas.
So essentially, it's go time now because this lasts
Okay.
2 times the number of combat turns that you got
One.
in hits.
2, 3, 4,
So-
5, 6, 7, 8 on my gymnastics.
Damn. And now roll a sneaking for me. Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
wow. Okay, so super ninja, stealthy Sasquatch, just legitimate Sasquatch from the legends, up in the forest over there. And then we got Kiamar, the ninja adept, is just like puts his back on the wall and just walks up
Like,
the tree, just and then silently pulls himself up into the branches and can easily, when you're ready, go. Actually, the tree continues up past the level of the balcony or the floor that they're on, and so
Yeah.
there's a little gap between like the branches and the railing that they would see. So you just time it where Greg turns to the others and says,
Those bastards, always impinging on our territory. Don't they know they have no right to be here?
and the woman turns and turns to him and says, "Oh yeah, but they don't have any respect for anything." And in that instant where they're looking at each other, you just go up into the tree and are completely disguised amongst the branches.
Okay.
Okay.
It's all right, Clarissa. I'd never leave you.
I know. I know.
I do
Alright.
have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Where did the troll on the right side of the board go?
I accidentally placed them. There was no troll there. There are
Okay.
some people inside.
Inside.
I'll just,
Okay, let me know when it's my
Because
turn.
I was keeping my eye out on that.
Sorry, go ahead, Donnie. What were you going to say, Donnie?
I said I was keeping my eye out on that one. I didn't want it to disappear on me and
And
sneak
then
up
it
on my
disappeared.
companions.
all right.
Okay.
So you guys are about to pounce or whatever. You're feeling like the time might be ripe for you to strike. There's only 3 of them. They're totally unsuspecting. It'd be nice if there was less. Like maybe they can leave them alone. And almost as if you were so pleased, like you're willing it to happen, the 2 women start going inside, start making their way into like there's a door here. And they start to go in, and Greg's like, he pulls out kind of a little flask, opens it up, takes a little swig, and looks out over the forest, takes a deep breath. And you see these big Sasquatchy arms coming out to grab him from behind, and then you hear a whinny of a horse and footsteps, and these 2 guys, the people who were on the horse patrol, come walking down the path, and His Excellency is just like frozen in place, and they literally walk right past you, not even seeing you, walk out onto the terrace. First one, then the other, as you're just frozen there, and they would literally just walk right past you. And there's a troll and then a human, and they come walking up, and they greet Greg, and he turns around and starts talking with them, and they're saying stuff like,
Yes, well, we'll keep them as busy as possible, but it would really help if you can put in a word with your mother. I don't want to call her, all right, guys? I'm with you now, all right? That was the deal.
but we could use the corporate assets. There's nothing more you can. So they're kind of plotting something, like he's kind of influential in whatever it is that they hope to make here. What do you want to do?
Okay.
I have a plan. It's a. It might be the craziest thing I've ever done.
Okay. Just one sec. The two women have now gone inside. The troll woman and the human woman. It's just Greg and these two dudes. And the Greg and the troll, and then the human walks past Greg and gives him a little shoulder chuck on the way past. No love lost there. And then he keeps walking in and calls into the house like, "Hey, is there any grub?" All right, so it's just Greg and the troll outside now. The person who was on the horseback. You said you wanted to do a foolish plan?
No,
Tell me who you want me to target.
just stand by. I'm gonna create a distraction, and then I'm gonna grab Greg. Just, I guess, wait for a really weird signal. So,
Now,
here's
you're
what I'm
gonna
actually gonna
both-
try.
Okay.
I'm going to use my skill of mimicry, because I'm a Sasquatch, and I'm going to mimic like two raccoons fighting, and I'm going to use my skill of con to try to throw my voice, make it seem like it's, somewhere over in the opposite of me.
Technically, the opposite of you is Kiamar.
No, not there. Like,
Just further up on the map.
yeah, like, how can I click on the map?
You just
To
use
make
the
that.
pointer arrow and hold the button down.
Here, I'm going to like make it go here.
Hold on. Where?
That's my plan, is to like
Oh,
make a
okay.
noise appear like it's coming over here.
Okay.
Okay. So let me roll. Well, first let me roll mimicry to make the sound like a couple of fighting raccoons, because that's just funny.
As a person, I've heard fighting raccoons. It is not subtle.
Okay, that's 2 hits. Let's try con.
Roll for raccoon. That's what we just did.
Roll for faraway
Roll
raccoon.
for raccoon.
On dice. Ooh, 2 hits.
All right.
2 and 2.
So it doesn't quite get as far as you'd hoped, but it sounds like it's coming from down near the satellite kind of way.
Okay. And then the move is to, like, that gif of Homer Simpson where
Or I
he
suppose
fades
up
into
near
the
the satellite.
bushes?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you seen that? But I'm actually like forcefully, like, hand around the mouth, pulling Greg into the bushes.
Now, actually, you would do that, except here's the problem. You're about to do that. You're busy making the noise. First of all, Steve, can I get you to do your best impression of 2 raccoons fighting, please? We'll fix it in post. All right.
I don't know if that's coming through at all.
Not much. Unfortunately, it was super quiet. All right, so Greg doesn't move. He hears the sound and he's like, huh? And they both turn and look, but only the person who was on horseback moves. And you see him kind of ready his rifle and go walking past you and up towards the staircase that leads up to the satellite. And he kind of looking around up there, and his back is totally to Greg. But the problem, you can't grab Greg and do this, the that thing because he's not near you. He's kind of you're between him and the other guy. However,
So when it, go ahead.
I
no,
told
go
him to. So you start smithing, and you start.
Yeah, if he's
that
doing that, because I'll know he's doing that. The troll is walking away, right? So if
Yeah.
Greg is turned his way, I'm gonna sneak up and I'm either gonna stun baton him or use a trank patch.
Ooh, okay.
But I guess
I'm gonna get you to roll your melee combat as you reach down. Like this tree is bigger than it appears in this image, and you're kind of in amongst the branches. You're out laying on a branch, and you just reach down. So we still get the hands from the tree as you reach down with the stun patch. Go ahead and do an unarmed combat to next slap.
Okay.
Who are you stunning? Are you stunning Greg or no? You're stunning the other guy.
No, I'm stunning Greg.
Oh, you're stunning Greg. Okay. Yeah, he'll be quiet that way. It's good.
Yeah, it'll be quiet that way. So 8.
And then I'll just sub-vocalize Cat. Fire
And
away.
you know what? I'm gonna spend an edge on that.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Use the edge pool.
Edge monkey, edge monkey,
Oh, 1, 2,
monkey, monkey.
3.
Wow. All right, 3, and not a glitch though. Okay, he does not see this coming, so he, at the very last second, just kind of steps to the side, and you have to just reach a little far to get him and just slap it on there. Let's see if his kind of instinctual, like, what was that? Would be enough to get him out of the way. He doesn't have very many dice, so we'll see. Ooh, only net 2 on your part, but that's enough. As the trank patch kind of, you were going for the back of his neck, but he turned his head, so you actually get the side of his jaw and his face, and little micro needles puncture, and it sticks on, and you see him be like, "Oh, what the?" And he says that out loud, and then it starts to hit his system.
You should have put the trank patch over his mouth.
I mean, you can edge again if you want to, but 2 hits isn't gonna quite get that. You got it on the side of his jaw.
Fine. Yeah.
Can I edge? Like,
Yeah, you can.
can I use
you
my
can
last edge
it.
on that, or
Yeah, if you want to, sure.
is to
Well, you
re-roll the
got him.
failures, or
Yeah,
No,
to reroll.
you got him. You hit him with the trank patch.
Yeah,
it should knock him
it
out.
hit him. It should knock him out. He got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to make.
oh,
it
okay,
super
so I
fancy.
don't need to. Okay,
No,
Yeah.
you don't have to. So you get him on the
I
side. He
think
makes
it'd
a
be
little
waste of edge.
call out. He's like, "What the?" And then the drugs hit his
He's
system
down.
as it sinks in, as his jaw just goes limp. The whole side of his face is like, and he got 1 hit to resist. So he's like, he falls down, and he's just crawling, hands and knees. He's still semi-conscious. He took 9 stun, and he's crawling away from the tree, and he kind of rolls over on his back and trying to push himself back away from it, from whatever the hell it was in the tree, this shadowy figure that just slapped him in the face. He's just like, yeah. And he's down to 9 stun. All right. He starts calling out, but it's weakly. He's like, "Hey, Tom. And His Majesty, or His Excellency, this guy makes it to the stairs, and he hears Greg call out, and he turns back around, but there is kind of a little walkway in the way, so he starts coming back down this way. Is there anything you want to do, or Cat?
Cat, snipe him. I'll even say that. I'll say, Cat, snipe that guy.
You got a clean line of sight.
And while I say that, I'm grabbing Greg. Like, I'm jumping out to grab him.
Oh, that makes me so sad. How did you roll 0s?
Who?
I'm just looking at Kutenai's roll there, and there's a bunch of 0s. I'm not sure how that's even possible.
I don't see any rolls.
You gotta get the physical dice, man.
You get 1. Oh, I see them now. It's a bunch of 4s and 1 5. Did you want to do anything about that, or you just take that?
Do an
shot?
edge. Edge
Why
that.
Why do I not see that?
You have to hover over the number 1.
Huh.
All right, Cat, it's up to you. Donnie,
Use
do you
your
want
edge,
edgy?
Cat.
Are you happy? Or are you frozen?
How do I?
Oh, you just spend edge and just tell us you are, and you have 1 less of your edge pool available as the night goes on. That's it.
Yeah, and so you just re-roll your failures at this point.
Yeah, so go ahead
I'm
and
just gonna
roll
re-roll my long arm.
a lot of dice.
That's
Yeah,
better.
there you go. That's a lot better. That's 4 total hits. So
And
that's going to be.
this is with the silencer. This is with the
course.
silencer at
You're
the
first.
troll.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel bad for this dude. I genuinely do. With the desert strike. Where is that? I don't have that in front of me, but we'll just say it's 14p. I think that's
It is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, 14p minus 5 to his armor. So this is going to be ugly because you also can stage that up to 18p. Whew. All right. Okay, just rolling for their damage. Well, technically, I'll see if he can get out of the way as well. 1 second. Actually, he had pretty much next to no chance to dodge because he doesn't really know anything's happening. So it just goes and just there's no like warning. The shot just and hits him. And he rolled 11 dice. Only 2 of them hits, but they are big hits. So this person, yeah, that's going to be. It doesn't hit them in the chest. It hits them in the throat. So he comes around the corner with his shotgun. He's like, Greg? And falls over. That person is dead. Very dead.
I love the red X.
Yeah.
So we're
All
gonna pick up Greg and get out of here.
All right, so Kiamar, you hop down. His Excellency, you're coming at him from the other side, and you both just grab him and like hog tie him, zip tie him, duct tape him, and just go.
I'm
to
just
the
gonna throw
side.
him over my shoulder and
Yep.
book it.
Yeah.
And just you both go to the edge and just woof off the side, parkour down the tree, and just
Parkour!
Parkour. Okay, I'll play
and
that
stealth
again.
on out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you to roll some stealth. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, still get that attribute boost for this.
I am covering their retreat.
Absolutely. It
All
was so swift and quiet, and it was over so fast. It's actually a few minutes before the troll woman comes walking back out with like a sandwich on a plate, a couple of sandwiches, and she's like, Greg? Tom! What's
That was the idea. That was
Tom!
the plan.
And they go running up. This is like minutes later, and you guys are already like way down the hill, like
4
pretty much off the map.
successes.
4 successes plus your Traceless Walk. How about you there,
Yeah.
Steve? 6?
6.
6 successes plus Traceless Walk. Yikes. You guys are just gone. Off into the forest in the night. And that's when you hear the crow call, Kiamar.
Yes.
And in your mind, you get this sense. She awakes. Be on guard. And you all hear this rumble, this slow gurgling sound of the river seems to just get a little louder. As you guys are making your way back towards the river, Kat, you're kind of repositioning, getting ready to go down the cliff face. And I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative. You're not even sure why. You just, the hairs on your neck just stand on edge, and you're just like, what? And back on the balcony, blood on her hands from trying to save her friend Tom, this troll woman turns around and calls out, and her eyes just flaring blue, and just like she's calling out, "Mistress of the Waters, I call for vengeance."
Do we
What's
hear
initiative?
that? Any chance we hear that?
You hear
Probably not.
muffled shouting. It's not
Shot
amplified.
her first. Hello.
Sorry, was
I
that?
wouldn't have shot her.
Oh, sure. You can see her now as she's doing this, and she calls out for vengeance. Go ahead and make your attack roll. As you're like, oh, you were about to climb down. You see her now, and you're like, oh wait, hold on. So go ahead, make your roll. She has officially summoned the spirit, though. Oof, oof. That is a lot of hits on a long arm. Okay, well, 3. She does get a little bit of a. I mean, she knows to look out. She gets 1 success on her roll just to kind of dodge instinctively, just kind of staying low, and the shot cracks out. So you get net 2 on her. So you get to stage it up from 14 to 15. She then, I'll roll her armor and body.
You said up
Oh.
to that 16.
Well, 1 to actually hit, and so you get to stage up. Yeah, okay, so 16. And she gets. She actually takes the shot, and she's a troll. She's pretty bulky, pretty tough. So she ends up getting 7 hits out of 16, so 9 net. So bang, you hit her, and she's got this big starburst of blood just off of her left torso, just kind of on the ribs there. She falls to the ground, and she's calling out, and she's crawling towards the river, her hands holding out, and she's like, you can see she's muttering something. She's just like, mistress, come.
I fire again.
Yep. Go ahead.
This is with a silencer on, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's just that hammer sound of the hammer hitting the metal of the bullet. Ting. All right, and 2 more hits. And that last shot, she's too busy trying to get that spirit to respond. And the next shot just takes her in the head, and she falls down, not too far away from her fallen friend, Tom. And her blood flows down off the balcony and down the hill, and just trickling ever so slowly. A couple of seconds later, there's various people starting to move around. You hear hubbub, but you don't see any active targets kind of presenting themselves. Somebody starts to step out, and somebody else grabs them back and makes them go inside. The rest of you guys are making your way down towards. Do you want to go down to intercept with Cat, or are you going to the river? Are you going to go up on the map, which is south? I know that's confusing, but are you going to go due south? Which way do you want to go?
I'm just thinking that we would go the way we came. I assume that when we had navigated a way to come in, we had decided on a place that would be the best way to leave.
I
You wanted to
definitely
leave.
don't want to go by the river because of that spirit. So I definitely want to try to go through where the brush is the thickest.
Okay, so you start heading that way, and Cat, you're gonna have to hustle to catch up with them, or you're gonna stay on Overwatch.
I'm going to have to stay on Overwatch.
Yeah, I think
Eventually,
that's
they
a good
will
call.
figure out where the shots are coming from. You can also
Yeah.
see the drones are starting to circle around a little.
Stay there for a little bit till we're sort of a little
Safe.
bit away. Yeah, and then get out of there.
All right, so these guys are hoofing it through the kind of outback there as they're making their way through the green.
Yeah, just Kiamar, I got him. I'll just carry him. You just kind of deal with whatever comes our way.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll intercept. If anything comes our way, I'll intercept. But otherwise, yeah.
Absolutely. There's no. I mean, obviously the people in the camp are now alerted. but the drones don't seem to change much, but they have heard some hubbub, and you can kind of see them begin to circle around the balcony a little bit, but at a really high height. So, Kat, if you wanted to, you could probably shoot some of those, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'll just break out a jammer and jam them.
Yeah, all right. So you break out the jammer, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
we
you
were
to.
gonna do that.
What's your
earlier.
rating of the jammer?
That I don't know.
Let's call it rating 6, because I'm nice. So I need you to roll 6 dice plus your electronic warfare skill. If you don't have it, it defaults to logic. So you would roll
Okay.
logic
6
minus
plus
1.
3.
Logic minus 1 plus the rating of your jammer.
One success.
All right. Nice. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Oh. All right. That's the first one. One drone doesn't... Most of them seem kind of out of range. You're kind of far away right now. But if there's anything that gets closer, I am going to make you roll again. But at the moment, you click on the jammer and expect the drones to kind of get a little lost, but they don't seem to change their flight patterns or anything. But if they get closer, they might be more affected. But at the moment, your jammer's up and running. All right. I'm going to get you guys to do a running check for me. If you don't have it, it defaults to strength. Or body, actually. Either one. I say, in my home rule way. Because Shadowrun, man. Too much if you try to do it all.
Well, or no, I guess running's its own skill. Like I
It
can't use
is.
gymnastics.
No,
What?
sorry. In
Okay.
Shadowrunning, you have to have a running skill. Of course you do.
How dumb is that? Anyway, well, 3 hits. That's actually not bad.
All right. How about you, Kiamar?
I'll take it.
One hit.
1 hit. All right, so no failures, so that's important. So His Excellency's long legs are giving him an advantage here as you're trying to keep up, and you're spread out enough if there was ever any trap or anything. So far so good, but you're falling a little bit back there, Kiamar, and checking, and you look ahead, and His Excellency's with the guy over his shoulder. You're kind of keeping an eye out as you run. And you're making okay ground. You get to the forest edge, you're running, unlike on the map right now, you're kind of off the map at this point. You're in amongst some brush and some trees, and you're making your way kind of on an uphill slope, twisting and winding around. After a while, you're probably at about 1 click, almost a click out, and at that point, Kat, you're probably going to want to relocate, so I'm going to need you to do a stealth check.
They'll like drop in 2 minutes.
I know.
Yeah.
1 minute. All right. And Kat steps back from the waterfall and just begins climbing down from her deadly perch. Starts doing a long loop around outside, just keeping a nice wide perimeter. You guys go hoofing through, having scouted the territory really well, and with your general excellent strength, sneaking, you manage to make your way around most of the patrols, and you make your way back to the kind of sloping forest where you first saw the drones and the first patrols, and you make your way out into the forest carrying this unconscious form, leaving 2 bodies in your wake, having accomplished your task. You hike back.
You know what this reminds me of? This is like capture the flag. We've got the flag. Now we
Yeah.
got to get it back across to our side.
Absolutely. So I'm going to just need one more sneaking check from everybody. as you make your way back towards sneaking check and a navigation check to make sure you don't lose your way as you're making your way back down into towards your vehicle.
Do I still use attribute boost, or is that done?
Oh, that's done. By the way, take drain
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
drain.
So
as
Two
the
drain.
adrenaline begins
What
to
does
wear
drain
off.
do? I've got 7, and so I take 4 on that.
no,
So-
you take drain equal to your attribute boost rating.
So 4.
So, okay, so you take 4 drain.
But
And it's just boxes of stun.
and you get to resist it using 7 dice. Any hits?
No, you don't.
Oh, I thought you did.
You don't resist it. No, I don't. Let me just double check.
I'm pretty sure you do get a resistance.
So I've never taken in drain. I've never used this one before, so I've got a drain of 7.
I'm pretty
No.
sure you get to roll to resist drain. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. It doesn't necessarily say you don't, so I would say
This
yes.
is drain is will plus bod, so all right. So I'll roll.
I'm using an edge for my navigation.
Drain is what? I think
Nice.
drain is your
Reroll those dice, Donnie. Meanwhile,
body plus willpower.
Yeah.
so
2.
yeah, when you take, yeah, it's a
Zero.
bit ambiguous.
It is a bit
Okay.
ambiguous.
Do you just take it? You know, I think you
'Cause how
do
does
just
it-
take it.
How does it word it with spells? Does it
It-
say you resist drain or you take drain?
It says you resist. And
Yeah,
with
so
spells
with
you
this
have
you
to
take
roll.
it.
Yeah, so this one
With
you
this,
just
no.
take it. Yeah.
You
I'll
take
just take 4. Okay.
You just take it, which is stun damage, so that's fine. It is what it is.
Equal to the level of power. Okay. So you take 4 stun. You're a little tuckered out as you're
All right.
hiking away. That's still pretty good showing.
Okay.
And Donnie edged his roll so that he could get a navigation check that wasn't a almost crit fail. Be like, dude, this way, guys. And then you end up right in the
Go the
middle
wrong
of the
way.
blockade. And then be like, and like 30 people draw submachine guns on you, and you're just like,
Good call.
so how did you do on your reroll?
I didn't.
Oh, do you want to?
Oh, my reroll failed.
Oh, okay. So you rolled the 1 and then you rolled the 0. Okay. So that's interesting to me. You don't crit
What?
fail.
I am sneaking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're all very sneaky. You got 9 on your sneaking. So that's crazy. So you're all pretty ghost-like. I'm just going to assume you all did very well on your sneaking. However, navigating, you get lost for a while. At one point you're kind of hiking, you're like, "No, I've seen that rock. Wait,
Oh no.
Well,
And-
navigation is what? Intelligence?
it's intuition plus the skill navigation."
Well, let me try defaulting to see if I can figure out where we're
Sure.
supposed to
So
go.
you guys are having the quintessential lost in the woods.
When you
Woods.
The
default,
guy
it's minus
dangling over your
right?
shoulder. Sorry,
Sorry,
Minus
guys.
2?
I'm gonna assume.
When you default, how many dice do you lose?
just 1 off the attribute.
I'm gonna have to drop, guys. So
No worries, man.
I assume you won't get us all killed, but
I was
We're-
gonna
we're-
give that spirit a chance to catch up, but you guys are so far away from the river. By the time her blood gets to it, and it mingles with the river water, and that spirit rises up, and it looks just like she did, except made entirely of water, and is now a new free spirit. And she
Ooh.
has a sense of vengeance for that which killed the person who awoke her. So, Kat, you have a new
Kat.
flaw. You have
Enemy.
a spirit bane.
yeah.
Water spirits now fucking hate you. and will go out of their way to wreck you.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
So you can go ahead and add that quality. That'll be by complication rather than you guys having to fight the spirit. Is Cat the spirit saw and is pissed at you.
And it's
All right.
spreading the news.
Yeah. Gets on Spirit Book and starts posting social media posts about getting back at you. All right. So
What's
you
my
guys
negative quality?
eventually Spirit Bane. So basically you torque off any spirit that gets near you. The rest of the time, you guys eventually make your way back to your truck. You know what the problem was? It was too well hidden. All right. And with that, I think we are done this single shot game. Thanks very much. You guys get back to the city. You call your coyote. She takes you across the border, no problem. You keep Greg dosed up on all those trank patches. Try not to kill him. And you get back into the city. And you hand his hog-tied ass over. So, there you go. So,
That was 15,000, right?
30. We bumped
30
it.
divided by the 3,
30.
so 10 each. Oh,
and
30k
you returned
piece.
him to his mother. Oh, Kiamar, you have the number.
Yeah.
A little while later, you get a message from a Razor Girl bodyguard. A Razor Girl bodyguard, and it's a nude pic.
Nice.
But like she's like a lot of cyber. So it's like, what am I looking at?
You got a girlfriend.
We'll let you decide where that goes.
He-
Uh,
He's like
Oh,
the
we're hooking up.
modern
Oh, yeah.
day Fairbot.
We're hooking up. Like, Kiamar's like, you know,
the next time any of you see Kiamar, he's just covered in claw marks, like he had a
He's just
really
like,
big
"Oh."
cat, and it's just like,
I heal fast.
she likes that. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for playing. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening after the fact. Don't forget to hit the follow button, and you can hear all our updates and see our previous episodes, either Shadowrun or Dungeons and Dragons. And right now, from either the players or anyone on the internet, I need a name for tonight's episode. By the way, that was the most beautiful portrait she had ever seen. She was, even though you only got 2 hits, she was super flattered.
Well, I was just sketching it. I'd take time to do a nicer one at some point
Nice.
if this went anywhere.
Hey,
What was the name of the
one
guy
your
again?
French girls.
Greg.
Greg Howler.
Greg? Greg
Howler.
Howler. Good Greg hunting.
Euler.
Good Greg hunting.
Good Greg hunting.
Piss off a spirit.
How to piss off a spirit and influence people. I don't know if the internet's gonna give us a name, but I love all of those. Steve, are you gonna send us out on an ad?
Yeah, what do you want an ad for?
Let's go with how about Jock Itch Powder? All right. So thanks very much for listening, everybody. Stick around for the credits, Creative Commons, and a little ways after the credits, we'll hear a word from our sponsors, Mickey's Jock Itch Powder. All right. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Night, guys. Night, Todd. Fun game. Good
Thank you.
game.
That was fun.
Next time I'll do something with the cursed gun, but
Oh, yeah. We forgot all about that. All right. You too, man. We'll do the ad in just a sec, so please stick around.
Hello. Is this working? It's working. Okay. Hi, internet. We're gonna just raid someone in just a moment, so if you want to stick around for that, we can do that. I guess I'll
Turn off the mic effect. We're also going to do an ad And I think it was for Mickey's jock itch. So I'm gonna get Steve back up on here. Take it away.
Yeah, your crotch got that itch. Yeah, your crotch got them crickets. Yeah, you're scratching a lot lately.
Oh, it bleeds.
Yeah, you're kind of feeling uncomfortable down in them nethers. Got a bit of a nether tether going on down there. Well, maybe you ought to try some of Mickey's jock itch powder. Fix you right up.
Mickey's. Better
Yep.
than the fingernail. Get it
Mickey's
up. Major retailers
jock
everywhere.
itch powder. Jock itch powder. Mickey's. Try it. It's good.
What
Good
are we
stuff.
doing? what are we doing
Great.
with our lives? This is amazing. Thank
Kind
you
of
so much,
cheap
man.
too.
Well, that's fun. All right, thanks so much. Oh yeah. All of our music is Creative Commons, so don't forget, give credit where credit is due. Oh yeah.